I'm Nate Puderbaugh with your sports update. The college football playoffs are officially underway. Last night, Oklahoma blew a 17-0 lead and lost to Alabama 34-24. The Crimson Tide will go on to face top-seeded Indiana. Ohio State will learn their opponent early today. Texas A&M and Miami's face off at noon, while Ole Miss and Tulane kick off at 3:30, and Oregon and JMU square off in the nightcap. Buckeye Hoops are in action today. They square off against the number 12 North Carolina Tar Heels today at 3 o'clock. Catch all the action right here on The Fan. The CBJ made a trade last night. They sent a 2026 fourth-round pick and a 2027 second-round pick to Seattle in exchange for veteran forward Mason Marchment. He has 13 points in 29 games this season. The Blue Jackets return to the ice tonight against Anaheim, losing 8 of their last 10 games. Puck drops at 10 o'clock. Catch the action here on The Fan. Breaking sports news what happens on The Fan, Ohio Sports Destination.
The Fan is live and local with Fan Sports Saturday. The Fan Sports Day of the Week. Oh, this is some clever branding. Here's your host, Place Name Here.
Yeah, Place Name Here. That's my nickname around here. I am Place Name Here. I am Tito Jeff Dedoff. The Fan Sports Saturday. Behind the glass, we got Nate. Parts unknown. And don't tell me where you're at, Matt. I don't want to know. Okay. The intrigue is better. Matt Fontana joining us as well. Matt, the fact that you and I are paired together on this Saturday tells me one of two things. Either they have extreme confidence in you and I, in our professionalism and ability to work with someone we don't work with very much, or no one else was available. Which one do you think it was?
Oh, it's got to be two, but that's okay. No, I don't know, because it's, Tito, it's like the biggest football day of the year. Yes. We got 3 college football playoff games. You got 2 NFL games to sprinkle in. You've got college basketball. I'm going to say that this was such a big day, such a massive day, that the top people at 97.1 The Fan sat down and goes, we got to come out strong. We got to come out strong today. Regardless that it's the holiday season and that, I'm filling in on a bunch of shows coming up because everybody's got vacation, and I guarantee you everybody's shopping right now. But I'm going to go that they wanted some semi-decent people.
There we go. Okay, you know what? Then I'll take that.
I'm going with it's Christmas season, and this is the definition of the island of misfit toys.
That's also fair. That's also pretty good there, Nate. I'm not going to lie to you. Matt, how you been, brother?
I'm good, Tito. Again, today I'm super excited. It's the day you sit down and no matter what, like, obviously we're all Ohio State fans, so there's interest to see who we're going to play. You get that game right out of the gate. Here we go. And you kind of play it out from there. But I think even watching last night, like, the craziness of how this could go and the games, they still got to get played. I think we're all expecting some of the other games to be multi-scores in the other way, but it's a lot of fun, and I get to fully relax today, Tito, because pat on my back, round of applause for myself. All of the Christmas shop, it's done. All the shopping is done. I'm waiting on one package to be delivered this afternoon, and we're done. I can relax and just get ready to go for the week.
That's huge. Look, I'll tell you right now, my modus operandi, I hope I used that phrase correctly and pronounced it correctly. I remember hearing it before. Anyway, my wife does 95% of the Christmas shopping.
Okay.
I have very little to deal with on that until about noon on the 24th. And then it's like, oh, Jeff, I forgot to get this. She calls me Jeff, not Tito. I wish she called me Tito. It's okay. She calls me Jeff. Jeff, I forgot this. Can you go around and get that real quick? We need this. So that'll happen then. But I'll gladly trade all of that for the less stress the other days. The very end will be like Fletch would say. The very end will be sudden. The actual very end was sudden. Big show lineup day. Adam Jardy will join us 10:45 to talk about this Ohio State North Carolina basketball game. Matter of fact, Matt, to give you a heads up, Jardy said that during that time, he'll probably be walking over to the arena. So we might hear some wind. We might hear some, we have no idea. Man on the street might be yelling stuff to people. Who knows? That's the intrigue of it. Tim May, 11:15, will join us this morning, talk about Ohio State football. Aaron Portzline, former Columbus Dispatch reporter for The Athletic now, covered the Jackets since day 0, and he will join us to talk about what's going on in CBJ land. They made a trade last night. Baylor beat Oklahoma yesterday 34-24. We have a triple header today. Miami takes on Texas A&M at noon. Winner, of course, plays Ohio State. That game is in College Station this today at noon. Tulane's at Ole Miss at 3:30. James Madison at Oregon, 7:30. Strategically done by college football because we have 2 NFL games tonight at 5 and 8:20, and they did not want to butt up against those with the best game. Miami A&M's the best game. The other 2 games will be blowouts. Do you agree with that?
I completely agree, and I think you're right, Tito. Like we know how those games are going to go. You can't go up against the NFL. I just think it is interesting as we all fight for these TV rights and everything. The NFL was still like, yeah, we don't care. You can play your college football games all you want. The college season, the regular season is done. The conference championships are done, and we're playing on Saturday. We don't care.
There are 2 Saturday games today. Like I said, Philadelphia's at Washington at 5 o'clock, and then Green Bay and Chicago in Chicago at 8:20. That game has a lot more meaning. I mean, Philly should beat Washington, but Green Bay at Chicago's got major NFC North title implications. That game's 8:20 tonight. So, yeah, if you tell me James Madison, Oregon, or Green Bay, Chicago, I'm leaning towards the latter.
I think the nice thing is you talk about quantity versus quality, and we certainly have the quantity, which I think makes up for some of the quality. Because like you said, Tito, you got the good college game at noon. We just kind of got to get to the afternoon slate, and then we'll all be turned over to the NFL tonight. So we got the quantity over the quality today, and I'll take it for today.
This is a really good sports day, though.
Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah,
like the way they've screwed up things with traditions in college, which there's no longer any traditions. New Year's Day used to be like one of the best days of the year, and it's kind of fractured now a little bit because the fact that there'll be some significant games New Year's Day. Don't get me wrong, but it used to be like 11 a.m. that Citrus Bowl or whatever would kick off, Fiesta Bowl, Cotton Bowl, all that stuff, and then Rose Bowl, and then Sugar Bowl, Orange Bowl. Like it was, it's kind of been fractured in that regard. Today kind of rivals that though.
It does, and especially when you talk about this is college football playoff advancement. Like this is the first round, and I think they really knew what they were signing up for when they redid the seeding because, again, Ohio State, they normally, if it was last year's way, they'd be playing today, right? Yep. Because they wouldn't have got a conference championship, they wouldn't be a top 4 seed. So I think college football kind of expected that to be the way that this was going to go when you redid that with the conference seeding and you just seeded the 4 best teams. But they also understand that they signed up for this when they're allowing James Madison and Tulane into the college football playoff, because I know so many people watched the game last night, and we'll certainly get into this discussion later about, oh, Notre Dame should have made it, and that's what you get for putting a three-loss team in. But if Notre Dame was taking one of those spots today, you'd be tuned into that, right?
Sure.
If you talk about another team taking those spots, which, again, I know the great story about James Madison and what they've been in Division I for 5 years. Right. They're a D3 school that moved all their way up, and here they are in the college football playoff. That's a great story. Tino, you know what I want that's great?
What's that?
A football game. I want a great football game to watch this afternoon, and I'm not going to get it.
Look, And I know Saban made his comments about how, they wouldn't let a minor league baseball team, a AAA team, play for the World Series. But when you've got 12 teams versus 68, in March Madness, we will have upsets in the first couple of days. And I think people love the upsets then. But like for me personally, when it gets down to the Sweet 16 or Elite 8, Final 4, I don't need to see a James Madison or Tulane in there. Right. Like, give me the best teams in at that point. It's cute story stuff, but I'm not rooting in any way, shape, or form for a James Madison Tulane championship game. I don't want to see any of that, or them advance to the semis. I don't want to see any of that.
Are you rooting for a 3-loss Alabama in the championship game?
No, I'm not. But you know what I think I want to do? I think I want to root for Alabama over Indiana.
Yeah, I probably will do that. I'd probably do that.
Look, it's self-serving, though, for me, Matt, because I said last year at the end of the season, I said the Hoosiers will never have a better season under Kurt Cignetti, ever. And I've been kind of proven wrong.
And they already have.
Yes.
Well,
so I'm on
at
that.
this point,
so,
right.
at this point now.
There's a Hail Mary to be had.
I know. I'd be okay if Alabama makes that run in that regard, just because of the uniform.
Well, it's funny. It's funny you bring that up, Tito, because I agree with you. Like, March Madness, for complete and full disclosure, like I said, this is one of the first times we work together. I do not like college basketball. I cannot stand March Madness.
Okay.
Everybody goes, oh, my bracket. And I go, yeah, that's great. I go, so then do you want the upsets and light your bracket on fire, or do you want to have the brackets when you're like, you can't have your cake and eat it too. So that's one of my annoyances with college basketball. So you're 100% right. And when it comes to this college football thing, like these stories of Tulane and James Madison, you feel bad rooting against them because they are the tryhards and the David versus Goliath. So like I feel here's the thing. I don't want to watch them get destroyed this afternoon. Versus when I'm watching Bama, Oklahoma, I dislike Brett Venables so much that I can watch that game and for one evening put on some Crimson and be an Alabama fan and want them to win that football game. Like Miami, Texas A&M, I can root against Miami, but I think Miami's going to win. Like when I watch when I watch Tulane and James Madison, I'm just going to feel bad for them. I'm just going to feel bad watching them get smoked all afternoon, unless it doesn't happen. But I doubt very highly that's going to be not how it goes.
Yeah, I look at it, Matt, and I do have feelings about Alabama, Oklahoma, Notre Dame, Texas, Florida State, BYU. I've got feelings about all those teams. Yeah. Love or hate, I've got feelings. I have no feelings whatsoever about James Madison or Tulane. I just don't care about those two schools. I don't care. Right. And you know what? So I'm done with group of fives in the playoff, forced into the playoffs. I'm done with it. I'm done. Texas and Notre Dame and BYU all would have a better chance of winning the championship this year in this tournament than Tulane or James Madison will. And so what bothers me is that we don't have 12 teams who can legitimately win a national championship in this field. Two of them are sacrificial lambs. And that's the part that bothers me.
And especially with whatever the NCAA is doing, I say the phrase self-serving, right? Yep. Because we know what the NCAA is all about, and they're about their money. Tito, they would have more if Notre Dame was playing this afternoon. I know that there will be a lot of people. There's gonna be millions of people that are gonna sit down and watch that game, and like you said, flip between the Eagles and the Commanders game, and maybe have some college basketball on and all that kind of stuff. But if you had Notre Dame playing this afternoon, you would have a dedicated viewing base. You would have advertisers like I'm watching ESPN right now. I'm trying to pick out Allstate. Okay, the college football first round is presented by Allstate. When Allstate and their executives sit down with ESPN and they throw them the bajillion-dollar price tag and the invoice for today, you really think they're sitting there going, "Ugh, you're going to charge us for that Tulane game? Can we get a discount over there?" If Notre Dame was playing, they'd make more money. There's no way that that's not true. So if you're talking about self-serving for your money, you're not doing that. If you're talking about finding the true national champion, you're not doing that. So what are you doing?
My wife today, we were talking, and she's smart in so many different ways other than selecting spouses. But she said, if Ohio State's playing James Madison, how many Ohio State fans would sell their tickets at home tonight just to say, it's James Madison? I don't want to get it. If Notre Dame, if Ohio State, Notre Dame, it's a much different deal. But if it's James Madison, Ohio State in the first round tonight, it's like, do I want to go out there and be cold, or would I rather just, sell the tickets? I don't care. Make my money back a little bit. I don't care if a James Madison fan buys it, but it would be a lot different vibe.
And there's something off of the vibe thing, because I was talking to somebody about this week about the bracket, because, I obviously I'm pretty poignant about I don't like that these teams made it, and I think it's going to be a waste of everybody's time. But this person I was talking to, they go, think about Ohio State's run last year, right?
Yep.
Where they started with Tennessee, and Tennessee was a nice challenge. And then you go off. So it's like if you're Oregon and Texas Tech is waiting for you, do you really feel like you're going to get your work in against James Madison?
Right.
Or you feel like by halftime you're like, maybe probably take Dante Moore out of this game. Do you really feel like your team is going to be sharp with this time off? And I guess it always comes back to last year. Throw that out because all the teams that had a bye lost or whatever. That was because the seeding was messed up. The seeding is proper this year. And these teams that are waiting for these teams, is Ole Miss going to get a good look by Tulane? And by the way, an Ole Miss team that was rocked by Lane Kiffin leaving, that has, I know, some of their offensive staff that decided to stick back and things like that. But you'd like to get Chambliss a little work here against Tulane before they face Georgia. You could say, well, they will get work because they're just going to beat up on these guys and be done. But I do think the conversation I was having with somebody this week, they go, it actually might be better if these teams got pushed by somebody a little better before they advance. So I guess there's only one way to find out. We'll find out in a couple weeks, when the second round wraps up. But that's something to watch out for Ole Miss and Oregon today.
Coming next, did last night's CFP game have an impact on the coaching carousel? We'll talk about that. This is Fan Sports Saturday on The Fan.
A lot has changed in 30 years, but we're still that old shoe that feels worn in and well-loved. And, we smell a little, but You've accepted that. The Fan.
Give the gift everyone wants. Fun in your own game room. Beat the last-minute scramble with a gift card from Billiards Plus. And let that special someone go on a shopping spree they'll remember forever. Billiards Plus, making dreams come true on Dublin Center Drive in Dublin.
Lexi spent more than 6 years in foster care.
Before I was adopted, I felt alone.
With help from the Dave Thomas Foundation for Adoption, Lexi now has a forever family and the foundation for a bright future.
Adoption changed me for the better. I feel like I can be whoever I want to be.
You can help find permanent homes for children still lingering in foster care. Learn more at davethomasfoundation.org.
Hey, it's Anthony, and it's Happy Honda Days at your main Honda of Dublin. What am I going to give you? How about rates as low as 0%? You want no payments for 90 days? You got it. Do you have a trade-in? I'll make sure Rich gives you an extra $1,000 for your trade. Yep, an extra $1,000. Or I'll slide you right into a brand new Honda with leases starting from only $239 a month. Happy Honda Days right now at your main Honda of Dublin on Sawmill Road, just south of 270, or online at yourmainhondaofdublin.com.
Hey, Jackets fans, we know what's on your holiday wish list. Ask your Secret Santa for a Blue Jackets holiday gift pack. You'll score 2 tickets plus a Blue Jackets Honda shirt. Learn more at bluejackets.com/holiday.
Are you tired of running out of space? Check out Menard's Self-Storage Facility. Menard's Self-Storage offers the most convenient and secure self-storage in the area. Options include features like 24/7 access, video surveillance, and on-site management. Menard's has warehouse units at the best prices in the area, and your first month is free. They're going quickly, so reserve yours now at menardsselfstorage.com. Unit and offer details may vary by facility.
Save big money at Menards.
What can ADP do for small business? We help answer the business questions, like how do you track employee time? How do you do payroll taxes? Or what does compliance even mean? So small businesses can focus on bigger questions. Now florists can ask, can we invent another holiday to sell bouquets? Pizza shops can ask, how do we stuff a calzone into a pizza crust? And pool cleaners can ask, what is that thing in the filter? These are the questions you can focus on when ADP takes care of the business of your small business. ADP for small business.
Put a new sound on an old song this season at Lion's Den, the official store of pleasure, passion, and romance.
Get Eco.
Aaron, are we still doing that crazy thing you said?
Which crazy thing do you mean, Jerry?
You know, the one where we give away up to $1,500 in free repairs on furnaces?
Get Eco.
Yes, Jerry, we'll be doing that $1,500 giveaway from now on.
But why? It's crazy!
People are being told they need a whole new furnace when all they really need is a minor repair.
So we're saying they should call Eco to repair it and keep repairing it until someday when they really do need a new HVAC system.
We'll give them back all the money they paid us to fix their old furnace and air conditioner.
When they let us install the new ones.
All those extra years of service that they squeezed out of their old furnace and air conditioner become a free gift from Eco.
Does any other company do this?
Of course not, Jerry. It's crazy.
Get Eco. Get Eco.
Generous plumbers, Merry Christmas electricians, and buy a kid a new toy this year, HVAC technicians.
GetEco.com.
Hey there, friends. Bo Bishop here. We teamed up with High Bank Distillery Co. and picked 2 new Whiskey Wars single barrels. First up, the PX Double Oaked, finished in Pedro Jimenez Sherry Cask. Then there's the French Oak Cognac finish, rich, creamy, with notes of caramel. These Whiskey War Barrel Select bottles are single barrels. Once they're gone, they're gone. We also teamed up with the Ronald McDonald House, which helps provide comfort, care, and support for families with children who are sick around the world. This December, find a bottle near you at ohlq.com or learn more at highbankdistillery.com. Please drink responsibly.
Great Lakes Hyundai. The savings are so good.
These
savings are so good. Right now, get low lease payments on every model, like a new 2026 Elantra SE for just $119 a month for 24 months. Plus, get owner assurance and America's best warranty. A 10-year, 100,000-mile powertrain coverage. Go now. Columbus or Dublin or glexhyundai.com. With approved credit, $39.95 down plus taxes, fees, first month payment. 12 miles per year. Ends 1/2/26.
Can't get enough of your favorite fan content? Good news, we're on all the digitals. Follow 971 The Fan on X, Facebook, YouTube, The Talk, and Gram. Your digital home for endless shenanigans. The Fan. Fan weather.
From the Logan AC and Heat Services Weather Center.
We'll see partly cloudy skies here for today with highs into the upper 40s this afternoon. South winds at 10 to 20 miles per hour. And then for your Sunday, mostly sunny skies, but it will be colder with highs into the mid-30s. However, we are tracking a nice warm-up here for next week with highs into the upper 30s to near 40 on Monday, but all the way to the 50s to near 60 here for Christmas Day and on Friday. And that's a look at your 10 weather impact forecast. I'm meteorologist Aaron White here on 97.1 The Fan.
The radio couldn't contain us, so we've taken over YouTube. Catch Morning Juice weekday mornings at 6 by searching 971 The Fan. Do it. Just because it's the weekend doesn't mean we shut up. This is Fan Sports Saturday.
Fan Sports Saturday, Tito and Matt Fontana. Nate with you as well. Matt, just so you know, I freely admit I'm not the best human.
Aren't any of us, though, really?
No, but I'm just saying, but even so, like, whatever human you are, I'm lower. And I'm going to tell you why.
I'm going to tell my wife that later.
That's fantastic. Yeah, that's great. Breaking news. Thank you for that, Nate. I appreciate that. So, my 9-year-old son was home from school all week because he's sick.
Okay.
But of course, now he gets 2.5 weeks off. Whatever. I'm not going to do that. Anyway, my daughter now has caught it. My wife has caught it also. I have not, but I'm playing the victim a little bit, saying, like, hey, I don't feel 100%. But, of course, at my age and my health, rarely do I haven't felt 100% since I was 27 years old. So, today, the last Saturday before Christmas, there's a lot of stuff to get done. Like, there's a lot going on as far as getting the house ready, people coming over, gifts, wrapping, whatever. I am secretly hoping we are all sick today. Like, I hope everyone does not feel great, and I can play the victim card and say, I don't feel great either, so I can watch sports all day. Even though I could. Listen, admittedly, I could go out and do stuff. I don't want to. Does that make me a bad person, hoping my family does not feel well enough to participate in activities and things that need to get done, and then me also faking the fact that I could do things, but I won't?
No, because like you said, today it's a busy day. Like, same thing. So we have a 4-year-old and a 2-year-old. So my wife and I, my son had basketball this morning, so she had to take him there by herself. Like, we have plans this afternoon, so you're running around. The one thing I have learned on the sickness side of things, though, Tito, it is actually best when somebody doesn't catch it, because then, like you said, if everybody else is feeling bad, then you got to be the ones like, okay, I'll run out and get dinner for everybody. Right. Or like, wait, somebody needs some, food made just in the kitchen, or you need to show change, like whatever, So I feel like that is the best when there is I'm just going to use, I can't think, like somebody able, right? Yes. Somebody isn't feeling so bad. So I actually think by you sitting somewhere else, like in the basement, like that's usually where I go, right? Yeah. So like go down to the basement, honey, I'm actually doing this for the betterment of the family. I'm going to sit down here and watch football and play video games. But if you need anything, you text me, and I'll be right up to help out. But I'm actually helping the family by not catching this, so that way I can help everybody.
Nate, do you want to know what one of the other differences between me and Matt are?
Go ahead.
I'm on marriage number 2, so I obviously messed it up the first time around, so I should listen to Matt's advice. Matt's batting 1,000 so far. I'm batting 500.
So far.
Wait, I'm 500 so far, too, by the way. I might not be there.
That's in the Hall of Fame. That's what's in the Hall of Fame.
Oklahoma blew a 17-0 lead last night to Alabama. Oklahoma had 3 big-time special teams miscues, a couple missed field goals, but also that punt where I'm not saying the punter was on the take, but I would look into it, but he dropped that ball. And so
Mateer was awful in the second half.
And then one pass. That one time he threw the pass, we should have ran in the first half. Anyway, so when the league got to 17-0 for Oklahoma, I saw on social media a bunch of people talking about, Kalen DeBoer, he's headed to Michigan. It's Michigan. He's Michigan. He's Michigan. It's going to happen now because he's going to lose, get blown out, and Alabama's going to part ways with him. Well, then Alabama wins. So Michigan's like, oh, and I think Michigan still wants to make the effort to get Kalen DeBoer. But the fact that Alabama wins, that hurts their chances of that. Then on top of that, the next name probably on their board, Kenny Dillingham, he just signed a new contract with Arizona State today, averaging about $7.5 million a year. And so that will take him out of the running for the game as well. Do you think that the game last night impacted Michigan's coaching search?
I think it had to, Tito, because competition is always a good thing. And if it was, even if it wasn't Kalen DeBoer, let's just say that Michigan was really hot and heavy after Kenny Dillingham. So you want to present a strong case to say, well, other people want this job too. And we need a decision from you here because, again, if you say no, like, we're going to call Kalen DeBoer, that's if Alabama would have lost.
Right.
Now that Alabama won, Michigan can't even call on Caleb DeBoer if they so choose to and kick that can down the road. So I think it 100% had a big impact. And then, yeah, you know, follow the tea leaves that this morning and all. And I saw it late last night. Yeah, Dillingham, all that money for him, but also Arizona State stepping up and saying we're going to up your coaching pool money so you can hire better assistants and give your assistants all the money that they need to stick around, which is another big part of this world that we live in with college football now. And certainly we know it at Ohio State because we have some really top assistants. But some of these schools, like, okay, they gave all their money to their head coach. Yeah, but you don't have any money to hire a good offensive coordinator. You don't have any money to go to hire a good offensive line coach.
Right.
So that's an important part of it. But I think it had an impact because if you're Michigan, how are you viewed today? How do I'm going to ask you right now, like, how do you view that Michigan job right now?
I don't, like, I'd want to be the next guy after this guy they're going to hire. I don't want to be this guy because they need to burn it down. Mm-hmm. They need to make sure nobody associated with Jim Harbaugh is in that or Ward are in the program anymore. They've got to start completely over. And so if you, like I say, I don't want to be this guy. I want to be the one after this guy. I don't want to be this guy, though, because I don't think it's as attractive as an option because of that fact. You're going to have to dig out from underneath this. And you're going to have people, by the way, are going to transfer off this team that they all loved and thought were great or signed NILs, whatever, or signed letters of intent all that stuff. It's going to change dramatically. And I just don't think it's that great of a job right now.
Exactly. That's how I view it. I view it as nobody wants this job because it's not set up for success. And you say, well, Michigan's got all the money and you know, is Bryce Underwood going to transfer?
Right.
So, you know, everybody's talking about LSU and the money they want to throw at him and things like that. But right now today, Tito, that job looks like a mess. It looks like nobody that has any options, which, again, kind of getting back to what we're talking about. If you have options, you're not taking that job.
No.
So now they're down to a pool of candidates that don't have any options, or it would be somebody like Summerall coming from Tulane where, like, this is just such a massive jump. You have no choice but to take this, take the money. Even if it goes bad, that's fine. But even Kalen DeBoer, which I know Alabama fans want him gone, and they don't want him there anymore. Could that change if they win their next round matchup? And if they somehow advance past you know, Indiana, which I think there's a chance that could happen, then that can completely turn things. So then you're talking about Michigan legitimately scraping the bottom of the barrel and then still putting that coach in a really, really bad situation.
Yeah, it's it's funny that we're sitting here in 2025 and we're saying that, you know, like Indiana, Arizona State, both have better chances of being in the playoff than Michigan. Mm-hmm. You know, Arizona State's got a great conference and they have a chance to do that. I'm sorry, not a great conference. A great opportunity within that mediocre conference to do something. And Indiana being what they are, I mean, those are more attractive jobs to me than Michigan right now.
Or a brighter future.
Yeah.
You feel better about where Indiana football is going, where Arizona State football is going. And that's just kind of the craziness of the world that we live in with, you know, Michigan is down, UCLA is down, and I know Lincoln Riley, USC, they have the number one recruiting class coming in. Call me when USC returns to relevance. Yeah. That'd be nice. But, like, yeah, we live in that world where this turnover is Clemson's on their way down. Like, Florida seems to be a mess. Like, all these what used to be powerhouse. And then, of course, what? There's Ohio State. There's Georgia. Even there is Alabama. And they've gone through a lot of changes at all those schools over many years, but they just continue to be there. And it's harder than it really seems. But, yeah, you would think a team like Michigan, who's got all the assets that all those other places do, it comes back to what Tito people, and they hired the wrong people.
this would never happen, but God, I wish it would. I would love for a report to come out that Michigan has reached out to the Ravens to request an interview with John Harbaugh.
Ooh.
I think that would be great for Michigan to double down on the Harbaugh name.
I'm not saying that's not going to happen.
I don't think it won't happen. But God, even if they never did it, it'd be great if the report came out that sources tell me Michigan's reached out to Baltimore to request permission to talk to John Harbaugh. That'd be great for college football. Great for Michigan to be more the villain. Michigan's going to keep being the villain. That's what's going to happen. Coming up next in 2 minutes, who should OSU fans be rooting for today, Miami or A&M? We'll talk about that next. This is Fan Sports Saturday on The Fan.
They're trained. They're fired up.
Let's do it.
When you need heat, they can't be beat. They're Ohio State's undefeated heating and cooling team. For plumbing, drain, heating, and cooling, there's only one team. The Waterworks. Better care, better value, better results. Call the Waterworks at 614-232-2222 or visit them online at thewaterworks.com. A proud sponsor of Ohio State Athletics.
'Tis the season to not feel groggy. I know that's not how the song goes, but it's how the rush of the holidays can make us feel. Eric Reeser here and my friends at Hydrate Me Med Spa have the goods to keep you looking and feeling your best as the year comes to an end. 4 convenient locations in Central Ohio offering medical-grade IV and aesthetic treatments. If you're like me and get a little queasy at the thought of an IV, not a big needle person, I get it. But their staff of incredible certified nurse practitioners makes the process easy. Get your body ready for a successful holiday season by booking your drip today at hydratememedspa.com.
Our customers are wonderful to work with. They're intelligent, they've done their research, they like what they see, and that, I think, is the biggest reason why they come to us, because they know that they're going to get an excellent window, excellent installation, and excellent service. We're good at what we do.
Visit our showroom today at 4200 Roberts Road.
Breathe. You got this. You got it.
In the moments that truly matter, what do? Rise to the occasion. Ohio Health. It's time.
If you haven't thought about Buckeye football today, I'm sorry to tell you that you're dead. Our condolences. You're home of the Buckeyes. The Fan. Instead of annoying national people talking to you this weekend, we've opted for annoying local people. This is Fan Sports Saturday.
All right, Fan Sports Saturday. Tito, Matt Fontana, Nate with you. Miami Texas A&M plays at noon today because that's what you want to do with the best game of the day. Fox has taught us that. But that's going on today, and the Ohio State gets to face the winner of that one. And I saw that there was, I think I saw some 11 Warriors. We were quoting somebody else, but if Ohio State were to play Texas A&M, they'd be a 7.5-point favorite. Against Miami, they would be an 8.5-point favorite as of right now. Is there, as I'm looking at both teams, and I'm trying to also consider the fact that Indiana, I don't want to say unlock the code because I'm not sure how much stock to put in that Big Ten championship game, though. Mm-hmm. But out of those two schools, though, is there one you think that Ohio State matches up better against?
Yeah, that's a great question because I think about both teams have pretty solid offensive lines. Ohio State would obviously have a great defensive line, a great defense. I would probably feel like they would match up better against Miami just because Texas A&M's wide receivers, I think, are a lot better. Now, I have the utmost belief in our defensive backs, but if you talked about Miami, where it's basically Malachi Toney, like he's the only guy to really put fear in you from the Miami receiving game, like I would just feel really good about locking him down. So like as far as a matchup goes, and I think that's right because they'd be favored by more against Miami, like I would feel, and the question, like obviously who would you feel better playing? Like I would feel better playing Miami, to be honest with you, Tito.
I think I would too, and part of that is because I think that Miami and Carson Beck specifically are more prone to commit turnovers. Mm-hmm. And also, I think that Miami, Cristobal, is more likely to be outcoached. You know, like I think that's a real thing.
Yeah, I'll listen to that. I'm a big Mike Elko guy. You're right. That's a good point.
Yeah, I think Elko's does a better job of having his team ready, and also just not so much more so making the right in-game decisions.
Mm-hmm.
It seems like every year you go back and look and say, "Oh, Cristobal should have done this, and this in these situations," and didn't. And so that's where I think the advantage could be for Ohio State in that regard. Looking back at the Big Ten championship game, yes, Ohio State lost. I contend, though, that game meant a hell of a lot more to Indiana than it did to Ohio State.
Yes.
Ohio State's focus this year, in order, was probably beating Michigan, winning the Natty, win the Big Ten, like in a weird order like that. So they put a lot into beating Michigan. They really did. And then we had some drama the next week with the Heartline stuff and then the Chris Henry stuff. And it didn't seem to feel like Ohio State did not need to win the Big Ten championship to improve their legacy. Indiana did.
Mm-hmm.
And Indiana hadn't beaten Ohio State in years. Like, that was a big deal.
It was. And I think, Tito, like that Michigan game, that was the big one. And that was the one that, I talked about this even on my show up here where I said that wasn't a game that Ohio State needed to win anymore. They wanted to win that because they realized the year prior, you still went and won a national championship. You still made the playoff, obviously. You still, I'm saying this in jest in a way, you still saved Ryan Day's job.
Yeah.
Like, you could go into that Michigan game like they did this year and say, pressure's off. The cards are out there. Like, we're making the college football playoff. Mm-hmm. Even if we lose, it's like, we're good. Nobody's worried about Ryan Day. I never was, but like the people out there that really were, don't worry about it. We can move forward. And they did. And they waxed them. They went out there. They played relaxed. And they waxed them. The Indiana game, that felt like
it's so weird. We're talking about the Big Ten title game like it's just a trap game.
Yeah, it was exactly, Nate. It was a trap game because I was just about to say, like, watching that game, it looked a lot of paralysis by analysis. Or Ohio State just didn't, like, to your point, they didn't look like themselves.
No.
They didn't look good. They weren't themselves. And for one reason or another, I don't know, but it's just that's how that game went. And so be it.
I was in Eugene last year for the game against Oregon. And I remember my wife and I walking out, and you saw old, grown men. I guess old non-grown men be weird. Old men, like, weeping about that win. It was such a big deal for Oregon and their fans to win that game. And they were treating it like it was the greatest thing in their lives. Like, I can finally die. I watched Oregon beat Ohio State in Eugene. Like, they took it that seriously. Ohio State didn't. It wasn't the same for Ohio State if they would have won. It would have been, oh, yeah, we should have won. I think the same thing happened in Indiana. I think Hoosiers fans looked like, oh, my God, we just beat undefeated number 1 Ohio State in the Big Ten championship. We won the Big Ten championship. We probably sewed up the Heisman Trophy winner and are like looking like Thomas Davis on the sideline at Duke after Leitner hits the shot with their hands on their heads and weeping like, oh, my God. Ohio State, if they beat Indiana, Ohio State does not react that way. The Oregon game last year meant a hell of a lot more to Oregon. The Indiana-Ohio State Big Ten championship game meant a whole hell of a lot more to Indiana football fans in Indiana than Ohio State.
And I think you could say the same thing for some of the years of the Michigan rivalry. That was down because it obviously meant a lot more to Michigan because we just smoked them for a decade and we're beating them so much. And there's an element, Ohio State, we are so lucky and blessed as fans and as, meeting people to cover this team because there is a legit but also realistic expectation every year to go win the national championship. Like, that's never really, like, lost on me, Tito, that it's so great that Ohio State every year, even with turnover, coaches, new players, all these things, the expectation has never once changed. Or I don't say once because there was one year, but, the fickle year, we'll put that aside, but that's okay. Moving forward, like every year you expect to be in the conversation, especially now with the expansion, there is pretty much an expectation every year to make the college football playoff. Not every team can say that. So when you have that mindset, and I'm going to assume on the team, not just in the fan base as well, but when you show up at Ohio State, the expectation to go win a national championship, yes, these games are important, but let's not lose sight of the big picture. Let's not lose sight of where the Buckeyes really want to go. And yeah, am I guaranteeing they're going to win a national championship every single year? Well, of course not, but they're also going to have a darn good look at it almost every year. So the little losses, and I'm not saying little because those are big games, but those losses have never bothered me so much because it is, to me, as much as I want to beat Michigan, as much as I hate Michigan, the bigger picture to me is always the Natty.
Dude, you're going to, I'm telling you, you're be careful because you're siding with me. I have said all along that the Michigan game on an emotional level is always important. Always important. Big picture, success for the season, not nearly as important. And if anybody tells you they'd rather beat Michigan and not win the Natty over lose to Michigan and win the Natty, they're insane.
I agree with you.
You know, and it's like, and I catch hell for that. I do, and it's okay. I'm just saying that the Michigan game has lost importance over the years as far as the overall evaluation of the season. It used to be if you don't beat Michigan, you don't go to the Rose Bowl. And then you're going to a secondary bowl, you're going to play at the Blue Bonnet Bowl back then or whatever. Mm-hmm. And now it's you can lose to Michigan, still get in the playoff, and still win a Natty. That was not the case before.
You couldn't have one without the other.
Right.
You couldn't beat Michigan and go to the national championship. That was not a world that we lived in. And trust me, there's days, Tito, that I wish we lived back in that world. Because I'm a child of the BCS era. Yeah. I loved the BCS era, and I wish it was back. But that all aside, you had to have one to have the other. And now it's, in a way, nice because I don't want to say nice because, again, I want to beat Michigan every year, but like it doesn't go your way. You have a fluky game, something weird happens, that's okay. You're off to these other bigger and better things. And that's where, to that exact point, like I've shifted my mindset a little bit. And I don't want to say it's freeing, but it's a different type of fan. Now, I want to beat Michigan just because I really want to beat Michigan.
Right.
It's not because I have to go win a national championship or I have to even get the playoffs. Like, now it can be, in a way, a truer form of a rivalry.
Now it's just personal.
It's just personal. Now I just want to beat them down because I cannot stand them and I don't like them and I never have and I never will. Now I just want to beat them for the sake of beating them. You're right, Nate. Now it's personal.
That's a great call by Nate. Coming up next, big one for the OSU men today. Great time to catch up with Adam Jardy for Columbus Dispatch. We'll discuss OSU hoops next morning. I almost said morning juice. I say it so
Whatever
much,
you're
Nate.
doing right now, just know that Bo Bishop is enjoying a sip of bourbon, even if this promo is playing in the morning. No judgment.
Ah, sweet morning drinking.
The Fan.
Credit challenges, we got solutions. At Capital Florida, Columbus, and Whitehall, all credit types are welcome. Good, fair, poor, or none. Get approved fast and cruise away happy. Stop in or visit us online at capitalfloridacolumbus.com.
This Christmas, get a bonus AI Essentials course when you enroll in any My Computer Career IT program by the end of the year. That's a $3,900 value. Attend classes online or on campus. Enjoy lifetime job placement support and IT certifications in high demand. Go to mycomputercareer.edu today and take the free career evaluation. That's mycomputercareer.edu, an elite CompTIA certification partner. Conditions apply to AI offer and financial aid is available to those who qualify, including the GI Bill.
Give the gift everyone wants. Fun in your own game room. Beat the last-minute scramble with a gift card from Billiards Plus. And let that special someone go on a shopping spree they'll remember forever. Billiards Plus, making dreams come true on Dublin Center Drive in Dublin.
Yo, I'm your old basketball. Haven't seen you out on the courts in a while. Why not pass me over to Goodwill? Donating me helps Goodwill's mission to provide career training and support services right here in the community. And that's a slam dunk. Donate today. Hey, I got next.
To find your nearest Goodwill locations and to learn more about our mission, please visit goodwill.org. Goodwill, where your things start new lives.
Life's better with American Family Insurance because we know you love working weekends. If it means working on your dream home, both inside and out. And we're here to help protect those dreams so you can enjoy peace of mind. Save up to 40% when you bundle home and auto. American Family Insurance. Get a quote and find an agent at amfam.com.
Products not available in every state. Some exclusions apply. American Family Mutual Insurance Company SI and its operating company 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin.
Make your list, check it twice, and shop smart this holiday season. Open a Visa at Kemba Financial Credit Union and add some jingle to your wallet with $150 cash back after your first $1,500 spent within 90 days. Apply at Kemba.org. Restrictions apply. Offer ends 12/31/25.
1-877 Cars for Kids. KARS Cars for Kids. 1-877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
Call 1-877-CARS-FOR-KIDS to reach a friendly live agent. Donation's super easy, and your car can be picked up as soon as tomorrow. Call us now.
1-877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
Hurry! It's your last chance to donate for 2025.
All credit types are welcome at Capital Ford of Columbus in Whitehall. From perfect scores to starting fresh, we'll get you driving. Shop our huge selection and leave in your new car today. Stop in or visit us online at capitalfordofcolumbus.com.
Would you enjoy watching a football game if the officials were paid a bonus for every flag they threw? Or a basketball game where the refs got paid for every foul they called? Okay, how about hiring a furnace and AC company that pays its technicians by the number of parts they can sell you? Hi, this is Dennis, president of Care Heating and Cooling, and today, this is how many companies operate. They call it performance pay, and it rewards technicians by paying them more for billing you more. Why is this bad? Because it abuses your trust in a technician to be treated fairly and honestly. At Care, we've been family-owned for 31 years and have always paid our technicians by the hour for repairs. We'll show you exactly what needs to be fixed and why, and give you our low upfront cost before we start. And unlike other companies, our technicians will never be rewarded for throwing more flags. Our Central Ohio-based staff is here for you 7 days a week. Care Heating and Cooling. Book an appointment online at careheatingandcooling.com or call us at 1-800-COOLING. When you need a company you can trust.
Great Lakes Hyundai. The savings are so good.
These savings are so good. Right now, get low lease payments on every model, like a new 2026 Elantra SE for just $119 a month for 24 months. Plus, get owner assurance and America's best warranty, a 10-year, 100,000-mile powertrain coverage. Go now. Columbus or Dublin or glexhyundai.com. With approved credit, $39.95 down plus taxes, fees, first month payment, 12 miles per year, ends 1/2/26.
Okay, Santa, pre-flight checklist time. Nice list? Check. Naughty list? Check. Meyer shopping list? Oh, Britain's bells. All good. I've got the Meyer app right here. Okay, let's see. Sugar, spice.
Gingerbread is nice.
Gift cards, gift wrap. Ooh, Meyer even has fa la 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 low prices on stocking stuffers.
We can't forget batteries.
Good call, big guy. Order sent.
Just in the Saint Nick of time.
Bring more good to life with the seasonal savings at Meijer.
What's the best way to make sure you don't miss any of your favorite fan shows? Oh no. Download the Fan app, silly.
Ah, damn it, I knew that.
App Store, Google Play, or just scream right at your phone. Psst, you can also listen to Buckeye games. Do it now. Enjoy all the football this weekend, but remember to join us for Reaction Monday.
Sponsored by the Roofing Guys.
The Fan. Sports talk, weekend style. You're listening to Fan Sports Saturday.
All right, Fan Sports Saturday. Tito, Matt Fontana, Nate with you. And now we're joined on the Bryant Heating Cooling Systems Fan Guest Hotline. I say that, Nate, is still the Bryant Heating Cooling Systems Fan Guest Hotline.
Indeed.
Okay. I've done a show like this, driving it for a while. I want to make sure I didn't botch it. Adam Jardy, Columbus Dispatch, joins us. Adam's down in Atlanta. Are you, in fact, walking towards the arena now?
I am on honorary Dominique Wilkins Lane, just passing Centennial Olympic Park and headed to State Farm Arena right now. It's a beautiful day down here.
Okay, North Carolina takes on Ohio State today, the 12th-ranked Tar Heels, Adam, and Ohio State's sitting on 8-2 after 10 games. If you can go back to right before the season started or right now, has anything changed about your opinion on if Ohio State will make the NCAA tournament or not?
Well, I didn't think that they would have 3 one-point games to this point of the season. I thought that the way that the schedule lined up at the beginning of the year, a bunch of bye games, and then the high major games were mostly winnable games. I didn't think they'd be sitting necessarily at 8-2 with, a loss to Pitt. I mean, it's crazy to really sit there and think one game decided by 1 point can so drastically change, the opinion on the start to a season. But that's That's kind of where I am right now. I thought this team was beyond like a loss like that. And I do think the fact that, there was an injury in that, John Mobley getting hurt, that had an impact. But, I just didn't think that this team was going to lose a game like that this season. And that has probably been my biggest readjustment, I guess, from my mental viewing of the start of the year.
Speaking of adjustments, Adam, you had a great article yesterday just kind of comparing the starts of the season last year to this year. And as you kind of wrote, it's a little less chaotic right now. Like, what are you seeing from this team and the big differences from last year to this year under Jake Diebler?
Well, I think everyone feels it, I think, walking into the arena on game day, and you're not going, okay, what's going to happen today? Like who's going to be missing, who's going to be gone, what shenanigans are taking place that are going to rob the Buckeyes of a starter or a key reserve player. It's felt a lot more settled this year. And I do think that you're seeing that in the court, or on the court rather. And I think this team does seem to have some good stuff to it, some good toughness to it. I mean, I did just harp on the loss to Pitt, but I mean, this team was down big to West Virginia. It came back, rallied, and won. This team was, up against it at Northwestern, found a way to win that game. Like, it's shown some real toughness in some really critical moments of games this season. Even the Pitt loss. I mean, they were down big in that game. They find a way to rally, and you lose on a buzzer beater. So I think what you're seeing is just the cumulative impact of having your guys with you all the time and having everybody be two feet in and everybody pointed in the right direction. Because you look in hindsight, it was not the case like that last year.
Yeah, Adam, I was going to ask about that because it seemed to me like, I know the West Virginia game, we're talking about a December game and not like an elite West Virginia team, anything like that. But I think it's huge for Ohio State that they were able to win a game like that, because it seems like under Diebler, last year and into this year, it seems like they found ways to lose those kinds of games.
Yeah. I mean, that there's no way to really overstate how important that West Virginia win was. I mean, to be down the way that team was in that game and to rally, to figure that out, to find a way to pull that out, like, that does say, he preaches toughness. Like, that's one of the things Diebler talks about all the time. He wants his guys to be tough. He wants his guys to be connected. They want to play a certain way. They want to represent Ohio State a certain way. And honestly, like, through the first probably, 26 minutes of that game, it wasn't to that standard. But then they did right the ship as that went on. And I think the way that they closed that game out, like, if you're an Ohio State fan, I think you feel, certainly some satisfaction from seeing this team not fold it up and seeing this team find a way to grind it out and win. And I do think that's a hallmark of what Jake Diebler wants Ohio State to be. They just need to be that more consistently for longer stretches of games, so they don't have to pull out a crazy comeback and win in double overtime like that against a team that they're better than and they should beat.
Adam, like, realistic expectations, like, we kind of know where the Buckeyes program is. It's on the way back up. They're kind of rebuilding it. This early in the season, like, I kind of just keep pointing to the defense. Like you said, the schedule's kind of been one that they should be able to take care of, and they have for the most point. But, their defensive efficiency is in the 80s. They're like 133rd in scoring. Like, is that something that I should be concerned about, or is that nothing for this early in the season?
I mean, I would be a little concerned about it because, the schedule's not getting any easier from here on out. And, they played 5 high major games, 5 low major games, mid-major games, whatever you want to call them. And the numbers are what they are at this point. And, you would hope that if, like, you were going to, have a really strong stretch where you're like, man, this defense might be really good, like, it would come against teams that you should beat handily. And they haven't really done that. I mean, they've beaten teams handily, but, like, the defense hasn't quite been to the level you would hope. And so I do think that's probably an element of concern, just overall, because, I'm not sure yet that this team really knows, like, okay, we need to get a stop. How do we get a stop? Or, man, we need to string together, 4 stops here in the last 2 minutes to really close this game out. Like, we haven't really seen this team do that a whole lot yet. Doesn't mean that they can't. It doesn't mean they won't get there. But it does remind me of something someone around the program told me early in the season when I asked about the defense, and they said, sometimes the best defense is being up 15. So maybe that's how we need to view this team. I'm not sure.
Adam Jardy, Columbus Dispatch, joined us on his walk in Atlanta there to the arena for the game to Ohio State, North Carolina today. We have a show here on The Fan you're well aware of. You've made appearances on it called Bishop and Friends. It feels like Ohio State basketball this year has been Bruce and Friends. Who is the next one that has to step up for Ohio State to take some of the heat off of Thornton?
Well, I think right now the 2 guys you look at the most are the 2 key returnees that they really prioritize, John Mobley and Devin Royal. And they've both done things here and there, and they both have had decent starts to the season, different moments. But neither of them have quite maybe like taken that huge leap that you would hope. I mean, especially like I think of like John Mobley. I mean, he's shooting like 35% from three, and I mean he's a better shooter than that, and they need him to be a better shooter than that. This team in games against high major teams right now is shooting 28% from three, and that's just not really going to get it done today. They're going to need to make some three-pointers against this Carolina team that is elite at guarding the rim, at two-point field goal defense. So they need him certainly to step up and be a little bit more consistent. The ankle injury didn't help, and I do think that really affected him for a good maybe 2-3 games there. But he would be at the top of the list, and then certainly like you're still kind of waiting for the big breakout high major game for Devin Royal on the wing. I mean, I think he's done decently well at that small forward position, but you know he's still kind of figuring out the rebounding thing from there. He's gotten better at that recently. He hasn't really taken over a game, I don't think, against a high major team playing on the wing, and so that's to me where it starts. Like those are guys you were banking on coming in as like 1, 2, and 3 on your scouting report, and you've gotten flashes of that, but they have not had all three of them hit on the same game yet this season.
Bynum played 36 minutes in the last game against West Virginia. It feels like he's going to play a more prominent role, even though he's a true freshman going forward. Is that what you see as well?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, I mean, he's playing at a level and bringing an element of physicality and toughness and just, you know, elite scoring ability at times that they need on the court, and they need on the court as much as they can get it. And whether that's, you know, there's been a lot made, I think, in the last week or two about, you know, he should be starting and Brandon Knoll should be coming off the bench. Well, I don't think that matters as much. And when you look at like what Ohio State's getting for its bench right now, it's really not much. So I almost wonder if it makes more sense to bring him off the bench, and then you're getting that scoring punch, you know, a couple minutes into the game, forcing the other team to make an adjustment. He's been really solid. And when the game was really in doubt there against West Virginia last weekend, he was the guy they went to. You know, they're down 16 with 14 minutes to go, and I think he had like 9 straight points at one point, and just really seemed to understand like what his physical abilities could do for him on the court and how he could take advantage of some mismatches, and that got them back in the game. He's been more consistent across the board this year than Brandon Knoll, and I do think they're both going to play, and they need both of them to be contributors, but certainly you see the bright future ahead for a guy like Bynum.
Get you out here on this one. I know North Carolina's got a size advantage, I would think, on Ohio State as far as productive size. What does Ohio State have to do? Who do they need to count on to counteract that?
Well, this is a type of game where the move of Devin Royal to the wing should hopefully pay you some dividends, where you can be at least a little bit bigger. You're not playing like 6'2" from your 1, 2, and 3 spots. So you have a little bit more size out there. And if he can be effective rebounding from the 3, you know, that would be big for Ohio State in this game. You know, they're going to need big moments from Christoph Tilley. I'm guessing we'll probably see some Ivan Yagovin. You know, Brandon Knoll's got to have a big game in this game. Like it's got to be kind of a collective effort, I think. They're going to need, multiple guys to pick up their defensive efforts and be factors around the rim and do it without fouling, because certainly Carolina can throw a lot of size at you and throw a lot of size at you, you know, in waves almost. And so they're going to need a lot of guys, honestly, in this one. And that's why part of me thinks like this might come down to 3-point shooting. If this team can hit some threes and can get some things going from the perimeter, that might be the difference maker for Ohio State.
Adam, I've heard stories about the club scene down there in Atlanta, especially in regards to NBA players. If anybody asks you to go out, I would just say go back to your room and get a good night's sleep and come back home safely for the holidays.
Let's just say that's not exactly my jam, but I appreciate the warning.
Hey, if you do, though, make sure you expense it. Thanks, buddy. We appreciate it. We'll talk to you soon. Happy holidays.
Nobody checks those.
All right, thanks for having me, guys.
That was Adam Jardy there in Atlanta. Coming up next, we'll get you caught up. Everything's happened. Everything will happen this weekend in the world of sports. We'll do that. Fan Sports Saturday, Nathan, on the Fan.
There's nothing Bo Bishop can't do well, except find competent co-hosts. Bishop and Friends.
Weekdays from 9 to noon.
The Fan.
Twin Peaks is the best in the game. Here, your favorite drafts are poured at a frosty 29 degrees, and rare barrel-aged whiskeys are served just the way you want them. It's bigger game days and bolder fight nights. I mean, where else can you find a scratch kitchen that always comes in clutch every day from lunch to late night? Only at Twin Peaks, the #1 sports bar.
Hit a home run for happy hour and ask your Twin Peaks girl about local specials on drafts, cocktails, shots, and more.
Bobcat Enterprises says thank you for your support as they celebrate 50 years of serving the construction industry. Established in 1975 in Cincinnati, Bobcat Enterprises has expanded to 9 stores to meet you where you are in Ohio, Kentucky, and Indiana. Find equipment for any construction project, including compact track loaders and excavators. Plus, Bobcat Enterprises rents compact equipment and attachments. Find current specials and locations at bobcatent.com or follow Bobcat Enterprises Inc. on Facebook. Bobcat Enterprises, 50 years working for you.
You're kind of cute.
Ugh, gross. Can I come over to your house one time and you not have your husband prancing around in its tidy whities?
Well, I can't do laundry because our septic line is clogged.
Call Dormar. They do same-day plumbing repair.
Dormar, you're kind of cute.
Hey, Max, you look absolutely dashing in that purple tie. Ready to harness the world?
You bet, Daisy. I'm ready as I'll ever be. And might I say, your purple tie really pops with your vest.
Thanks. I almost went with a cape, but didn't want to come across as pretentious.
Nonsense. Anyone in our line of work should rock a cape.
You might be onto something, Max.
Phew, so here we go. First day on the job. We've got this, right?
Right. Don't forget, we both graduated from Dogs Inc. with honors.
Which means I can guide my human around a busy city with ease.
And I can give my human a restful night.
I hope my human is kind and loving.
And I hope mine likes wet kisses and zoomies.
Ready to make a difference?
Born ready. Let's go.
Discover how extraordinary dogs like Daisy and Max change lives at no cost to the recipients. Visit dogsinc.org.
We got a higher home appraisal after we put away our African art and family photos.
Has this happened to you because of race or national origin? Contact HUD at hud.gov/fair housing. A message from HUD and the National Fair Housing Alliance.
Hey, it's Anthony, and it's Happy Honda Days at your main Honda of Dublin. What am I going to give you? How about rates as low as 0%? You want no payments for 90 days? You got it. Do you have a trade-in? I'll make sure Rich gives you an extra $1,000 for your trade. Yep, an extra $1,000. Or I'll slide you right into a brand new Honda with leases starting from only $239 a month. Happy Honda Days right now at your main Honda of Dublin on Sawmill Road, just south of 270, or online at yourmainhondaofdublin.com.
Broadcasting from the Lindsay Honda Studios.
Honda makes the cars. Lindsay makes the difference. Visit lindsayhonda.com.
WBNS-FM, HD1 Columbus.
I'm Nate Puderbaugh with your sports update. The college football playoffs are officially underway. Last night, Oklahoma blew a 17-0 lead and lost to Alabama 34-24. The Crimson Tide will go on to face top-seeded Indiana. Ohio State will learn their opponent early today. Texas A&M and Miami's face off at noon, while Ole Miss and Tulane kick off at 3:30, and Oregon and JMU square off in the nightcap. Buckeye Hoops are in action today. They square off against the number 12 North Carolina Tar Heels today at 3 o'clock. Catch all the action right here on The Fan. The CBJ made a trade last night. They sent a 2026 4th-round pick and a 2027 2nd-round pick to Seattle in exchange for veteran forward Mason Marchment. He has 13 points in 29 games this season. The Blue Jackets return to the ice tonight against Anaheim, losing 8 of their last 10 games. Puck drops at 10 o'clock. Catch the action here on The Fan. Breaking sports news, what happens on The Fan, Ohio Sports Destination.
During weekend programming, pants are optional.
Look at my butt!
However, leather chairs may have been a bad choice. You're listening to Fan Sports Saturday.
Fan Sports Saturday, Tito, Matt Fontana, Nate with you. You heard him on the update right there. Next segment, by the way. I mean, listen to this one. The next one, though, we'll have Tim May on, talk Ohio State football. Hey, he's Tim May. Can't wait to talk to him. You heard Nate mention about the Mason Marchment acquisition. We'll say that for the Blue Jackets. We'll talk to Aaron Portzline in the final hour about that and where the Jackets are at. Big day lined up today. Bama beat Oklahoma last night, 34-24, raced to 17-0 deficit. Triple header in CFP today. Miami's at A&M at noon. Tulane at Ole Miss at 3:30. James Madison at Oregon at 7:30. NFL action today. Philadelphia's at Washington at 5 o'clock. Green Bay's at Chicago at 8:20. That's a big one. Chicago beats Cleveland 136-125. Buckeye Hoops, we heard from Adam Jardy. The fact that Ohio State plays UNC today, number 12 UNC at 3 o'clock in Atlanta. Jackets and Anaheim tonight at 10. OSU women host Western Michigan at 6:30. Kenny Dillingham signs a new 5-year deal with Arizona State, taking him out of the running for the Michigan job. Also last night, Anthony Joshua, Jake Paul. Did either of you watch any of that fight?
Hell no.
No, absolutely not. Like in spite too. Like
yes,
purposefully would have
Okay.
done anything. Like I wish I could have unsubscribed from Netflix for a day.
Right.
But if I risked at all not being able to get it back for Stranger Things next week, my wife might divorce me over that. But no, there was no part of me that was going to watch that fight.
Okay.
last night.
I consumed it with one eye open.
How did it go?
It was entertaining.
Really?
Yes, it really was. It was
Now,
entertaining.
Tito, let me ask you.
Yeah.
Going into it, were you like? I feel like with the Jake Paul, the boxing. I'm going to say celebrity boxing because that's pretty
fine.
much at this point what it is. Do you go in like I'm going to be entertained with this legitimately? I'm going to be entertained with this in a like kind of joking manner, or I'm going into this and I'm going to hate watch it? Like what was your way going into it?
So, also it's timely. It's the holiday season.
Sure.
And big families growing up, like, my mom had 8 brothers and sisters. My dad had 7. I might got it wrong, but they don't listen anyway. 6 or 7 brothers and sisters, whatever it was. So lots of, aunts, uncles, cousins. Every time for the holidays, there was a lot. And I'm not going to say which side of the family it was on, but there was one person in particular. You really never knew what you were going to get at the holiday. It could be a fully loaded from drinking uncle. It could be a depressed uncle. It could be a bitter uncle. All the same guy, by the way. I'm saying you never knew what you were going to get.
Sure.
And so it was fun to watch, though, no matter what. Something was going to happen.
Right. You know what, but you knew something.
That's what this fight was. This fight was my unpredictable uncle. And I wasn't sure if I was going to see, like, the fix is in, or I was going to see, Joshua destroys Paul, or I would say, Paul might be decent. Whatever it was, there was going to be something that was going to be entertaining for me. Now, I went into it like I did every other time I've watched a Jake Paul fight for free. I've never paid for one. Well, granted, I pay for Netflix, but like the Stranger Things, you already got it. This is an add-on for free. And I really want to see Jake Paul get his ass kicked.
Don't we all?
That's what I want to see. That's why I was watching it.
Yeah.
And it was, the Tyson fight was a huge disappointment just because it looked like Tyson was pulling punches and whatever, but that was disappointing. And also the fact it kept glitching. This one, though, was clean. And it was fun to watch only from the standpoint of I finally saw how big of a difference there is, and I hope Jake Paul saw it too, between him and boxers.
Yeah, and that was kind of my thing going into it. Like, I'm a huge UFC fan. So, like, I've been a UFC fan for as early as I can remember, like, high school. My dad taking me places to watch it. He's at a bar at 10 o'clock at night with a kid. Like, I was 16. I was 16. But, like, my dad said there because we wanted to watch the fights. Didn't want to pay for it at home. So, there we are, right? Yeah. So, I come from – I have always wanted to get into boxing. And boxing – just from what I know and understand, they can't get out of their own way. There's too many belts. You don't see your stars ever fight other stars. And I think they started to change that, I think, by pressure by the UFC eventually, that you started seeing the fights you wanted to see. You wanted to see Canelo versus this and, like, all that. But this, I think, just does irreparable damage to boxing because you watch this and you go, wait a minute, here's a guy that has no legitimate wins in his career. I know they're not fighting for a belt. I know this is just for the money, but like, it's a cash grab from Anthony Joshua. And I get that AJ's not going to probably be in the factor again that, is he ever going to fight for a belt? But like these names, I think it hurts it, Tito. It does. And people say, well, I just want to sit down and be entertained for a night. I just want to sit down and watch Jake Paul get his block knocked off, which he did.
Yes.
And I guess you could check it off and be done with it. I'm like, that's fine, but I would like boxing to get back to somewhere where on a Friday night I want to sit down and watch a legitimate, real title type of fight in boxing, and I feel like as the average fan I can't do that. Maybe it's not Jake Paul.
The fact the majority of the money last night came in on Jake Paul says to me two things. Number one, there are a lot of dumb people in America.
People are idiots.
Number two, not enough people know who the hell any boxer is to know that they would destroy Jake Paul.
Was it majority of money or majority of bets? There's a difference there. What I'm saying is that I saw somebody put like 90 grand.
Tickets.
Yes. Yeah. Somebody put like 90 grand on Joshua to win like 10 grand. That's a big number.
I think it was the majority of bets.
Majority of bets, I think you're right. Yeah.
$5. People are just throwing it out there just because. But, I mean, it's crazy, guys, because, like, I'm looking at Anthony Joshua's professional record, right? And I know the Shocker Ruiz lost, then he came back and beat that. Like, the fact that he's got Jake Paul on this list, because it was a professional fight and goes down on his list, like, after he just lost the title to Dubois, like, that's just crazy to me.
Also, the fact that got sanctioned for this fight.
Well, that's the other thing, too, is it was a sanctioned fight, which is nuts.
Yeah, the number of belts, that's the big issue. The fact there's like, you can win 19 different belts and all that.
The linear, the unified.
Right. And that they, the fighters don't fight nearly as often. That was Joshua's first fight since like late 2024.
Correct.
And he's going to fight again, I think, in January or February, and then hopefully fight Tyson Fury's his goal later on in the year. But the fact there's the inaction of these guys, and then you wait and see, Terrence Crawford just retired, just beat Alvarez. But like those guys, if they would have fought 5 years ago, would have been a better fight. Same thing with like when Pacquiao fought Mayweather. They were both past their primes. Pacquiao certainly was, who's still fighting now, by the way, amazing. But what was interesting to me, though, was seeing like, and Joshua, he took this as it was a paycheck for him. That's all it was. It was a paycheck. There was nothing. He had nothing to gain in this fight except money. If he beats Paul, it's like, oh yeah, of course he is. If he loses Paul, it's like, oh my God, he's a chump. If it's a competitive fight, it's like, wow. Like there's nothing good could have come of this for Joshua in this fight. But what was funny to me was watching how many times Jake Paul reacted to getting hit. Yeah. Now he ended up with what they're saying is a double broken jaw, which I don't know if that means both jaws on each side or if one jaw is broken and like
his lower jaw is broken on the right side and the left side.
He got his ass
he broke
kicked.
his lower jaw. Oh, yeah, lower jaw twice. Yeah.
And this was the hard thing. The only tough part to watch was, when fighters go down, they usually go down and fall down and they're down.
Yeah.
Every time Jake Paul got hit and went down, he would like grab around the knees of Joshua. Like he would not fall back. He would fall straight down and like try to hold on to like his legs. And it looked really weird. It was awkward there. But there was no doubt from the outset who was going to win this fight. Like once they got going, it was like, yeah, this is not going to end well. Kudos to Paul for lasting until the 6th round. But it was brutal. And I don't know what's going to happen now for Jake Paul.
Is the gimmick not up? Like I keep saying that, and I will fully admit, and I'd say this now, I'd say it to you sitting in my house right now. Like I'm a hater. I cannot stand either one of them. The Paul brothers.
Yeah.
I think it's a bit of a sad state of society. Whatever. People wanted back in the day too, when it was like the other fights that people were paying $60 to go watch. Like, listen, it's your money. You do what you want with it. I don't really care. It's just not my bag. All that fully admitted. I do sit here and I wonder, is this not up? Because, number one, who's left? Okay, you started with I'm going to fight real people because I want to become a legit boxer, right? He lost to Tommy Fury. Then he just goes to, well, I'll fight the big names, right? Yeah. Like, the Askren, the Woodleys, the Mike Tyson eventually. But now this was one, and again, you watched the fight, Tito, I didn't. Yeah. Was it at all competitive for Jake Paul? Like, were there rounds where you were like, oh, he's actually, like, staying with him, or was AJ just playing with him and then just knocked him out?
There were a couple rounds that could have gone either way, and I think one of the judges actually had Jake Paul winning one of the rounds.
Okay.
But it was more of a thing like, I think that Joshua was playing with his food is what he was doing.
Enough.
Like, that's what I think was happening.
And think about this. He had a 5-inch height advantage.
Yes.
I think he had a 10-inch reach advantage, and he was outweighing him by 50 pounds.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not knocking Anthony Joshua for this, and you were talking about it. I want to mention, good for Anthony Joshua. Take that paycheck. And to your point, he knew he wasn't losing to him.
No.
He knew he wasn't going to lose to him, so you take this, you move on. But that's kind of my thing with Jake Paul. You've done the celebrity thing. You've done the old name thing.
Yeah.
You've done now a recent name thing. Like, what's left? He's going to step into that.
I think that's what he wants.
I'm sure that's what he wants, and I don't think Floyd's going to do that.
No, I
He's
don't
going
think
to
so
need the
either.
money. And what's next? It's going to be Jake Paul wrestling a bear.
Right, yeah.
Oh, they're going to put him in the cage against a tiger. Oh,
right.
Everybody, whatever. I hope it's done. I hope it's over. But I don't know what's left. I really don't.
Great as Muhammad Ali was, he one time took a fight in Japan against a Japanese professional wrestler. I believe it was, or maybe it was a judo guy. Anyway, nonetheless, what happened though
Antonio Inoki.
Is that it was?
Yep.
And the other guy, the Japanese guy, spent the entire fight on his back, just trying to kick at Muhammad for the most part.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah.
It was an awful display, but like Ali did it. Ali was the greatest ever. It's like, but guys are going to keep doing it. I think Paul will find somebody to fight, and it will be a washed-up boxer. I don't think he goes back to MMA. Maybe he does. Maybe he goes back into stuff there. I don't know. But
I could see the UFC calling. They got this Paramount deal now.
Yeah.
And same thing. Like, I have Netflix, but I'm going to buy Paramount so I can watch the UFC fights. Like, if it's on there to boost some subscribers, like, and that's it's to our discussion earlier. Like, that's more of a legit path. Like, join this weight class and go ahead, move your way up, go try to fight for a belt. At this point, yeah, like Jake Paul is just going to be anybody that has a name that he can try to box. I guess who's going to be calling now.
On the undercard last night, Anderson Silva, 50 years old.
I saw
boxing match. He won that one too. Maybe that's who's next. I don't know. We'll see. Coming up in 2 minutes, Tim May joins us. Talk Buckeye football. That's next. Fan Sports Saturday on the Fan.
The sound of Paul Keels calling a Buckeye game is erotic. Oh, yes. Your home of the Buckeyes, the Fan, Ohio sports destination.
Everyone deserves a great car, regardless of credit. At Capital Ford of Columbus and Whitehall, we say yes to all credit types. Explore our selection, get financed in minutes, and own the road. Stop in today or visit us online at capitalfordofcolumbus.com.
Oven-baked French toast. Hot, melty cheese. And meat. And meat. And meat. Introducing UDF's new 3-meat French toast stackwich. Sweet and savory cinnamon swirl French toast piled with thick cut bacon, natural pork sausage, and smoky Canadian bacon. It's the newest flavor in our lineup of breakfast sandwiches. All stacked fresh, all served hot, and all made in store to make your morning. The new 3-meat French toast stackwich from UDF. Mornings made for you.
Get great gifts for the workshop at Menards. Know you're getting the job done right with a level from Johnson Level. They offer a variety of levels, laser levels, and layout tools for incredible accuracy. Get a 24-inch I-beam level. On sale now through December 24th. Hurry, Christmas is almost here. View our selection of Johnson Level tools on Menards.com. Plus, check out the weekly flyer for many other great deals happening this week.
Season's greetings to you all from Menards.
Common Man and Bob Capace here for Worthington Jewelers. Bob, why should people trust you for their holiday shopping this year?
Family owned and operated for 25 years. We're known for helping guys make great decisions. Unlike me hiring you, Common Man.
I was thinking, I've been a good, clean boy this year. You got anything for me over there?
How about a nice anklet?
Sold! Worthington Jewelers on High Street in Worthington. WorthingtonJewelers.com, where Columbus gets engaged.
Once there was a man who couldn't stand.
A mom who couldn't wait.
A scientific community that said it couldn't be done.
And then you.
And then I. And then we.
Brought neuromuscular disease into screaming color with the Muscular Dystrophy Association.
For 75 years, our voices have thundered through the halls of Congress.
We've willed the impossible into existence.
We've pushed the science,
raised the funds,
shifted the narrative,
and transformed the reality of life with neuromuscular diseases.
For 75 years, we've built communities together.
Established the field of neuromuscular medicine,
and made it thrive.
Call that a legacy.
Call it impact.
Call it momentum.
Just call it ours.
Because it's the generations of community heroes that give MDA the strength we have today.
And until neuromuscular disease is a thing of the past, you couldn't stop us if you tried.
Join us and celebrate 75 years of breakthroughs at MDA75.org.
Your credit doesn't define your ride. Capital Ford of Columbus and Whitehall approves all credit types, good, bad, or rebuilding. Get behind the wheel today. Call 614-861-7150 or apply online at capitalfordofcolumbus.com.
Give the gift everyone wants. Fun in your own game room. Beat the last-minute scramble with a gift card from Billiards Plus. And let that special someone go on a shopping spree they'll remember forever. Billiards Plus, making dreams come true on Dublin Center Drive in Dublin.
Hey Columbus, it's Lorenzo Stiles Jr., Ohio State student athlete. It's football season, and just like on the field, success starts with the right game plan and the right team. That's why I'm proud to team up with Monogram Homes. They're the true custom home builder, bringing precision, creativity, and attention to every detail, just like we do on Saturdays. If you're ready to build, don't settle for standard. Go custom. Go Monogram. Visit monogramhomes.net to start building today. Monogram Homes, a builder you can trust.
Wrinkles, gray hair, and hearing loss are common signs of getting older. But being short of breath, having tightness in your chest, coughing, and wheezing are not. If you are experiencing these symptoms, you may be one of the millions of people who are living with a condition called COPD but don't know it. Early diagnosis and treatment can add years of better breathing to your life. For more information, talk to your doctor and visit copdfoundation.org today.
Do you hate holiday pictures because of your teeth?
What if a brand new smile was possible?
No matter what the current state of your mouth.
Welcome to Runyon Dental Group, home of the Implant and Smile Center,
where gorgeous, healthy smiles become a reality.
At Runyon, we've built a team of some of the most highly trained arch and implant doctors in the entire nation. This isn't an ordinary dental practice.
We believe that everyone can have a great smile,
including you, especially you. Your new smile is waiting at Runyon Dental Group.
This is Clark Kellogg. Holiday Hoopla is a basketball festival featuring over 60 boys and girls high school teams, over 100 middle school and youth games playing on 6 courts December 20th through the 22nd at the Greater Columbus Convention Center. For game times and tickets, visit holidayhooplaohio.com.
Love football, love wings. Put those bad boys together and you get Austin and Byrne live at Roosters.
Sponsored by Roosters, a fun casual joint.
Large amounts of football and all the donkey sauce you can handle. Mondays on the Fan's YouTube channel. Fan weather.
From the Logan AC and Heat Services Weather Center.
We'll see partly cloudy skies here for today with highs into the upper 40s this afternoon. South winds at 10 to 20 miles per hour. And then for your Sunday, mostly sunny skies, but it will be colder with highs into the mid-30s. However, we are tracking a nice warm-up here for next week with highs into the upper 30s to near 40 on Monday, but all the way to the 50s to near 60 here for Christmas Day and on Friday. And that's a look at your 10 weather impact forecast. I'm meteorologist Aaron White here on 97.1 The Fan.
During this 10-second promo, Rothman will lose money gambling on something.
People like you come here and blow the family nest egg that built this town.
Rothman and Ice.
Weekdays from noon to 3.
The Fan. Live, local, and still slightly drunk.
I'm not drunk, all right? I just have a speech impediment.
This is Fan Sports Saturday.
Fan Sports Saturday. Tito, Matt Fontana, and Nate with you here until 1 o'clock. We're now joined on the Bryant Heating Cooling System fan guest hotline. Tim May, long time. I said it 3 times. Reporter, covers Ohio State football. Matt, just so you know, to tell you how long Tim May's been doing this, when I had a paper route in middle school, I would deliver Columbus Dispatch newspapers. By then it was a Saturday afternoon, like a noon thing, with bylines of Tim May in it. That's how long Tim's been doing this. Tim, he is host of the Tim May Show featuring Clay Hall on FanScreen Sports. Good morning, my friend. Tim, who should Ohio State want to face, Texas A&M or Miami?
Don't y'all have another question? I mean, is there any other question out there that you can ask me? Number one. Number two, I hosted this very show a week ago. Matt Fontana. I'm proud to be part of the Anchorman movie crew here as we speak. Number three, I'm telling you, like we talked about yesterday, Tito, you and I mean, I think Ohio State can throw the ball on either one of these teams. You know, maybe proven totally wrong. Who knows, right? But I think they can, if they can protect against Miami, they can throw the ball on Miami. And if A&M. Despite Mike Elko's legacy, background, resume, A&M doesn't have the world's greatest defense this year. But anybody can make a play. Anybody can come up with a scheme that maybe breaks up your plan in terms of getting to Julian Sayin. The key is going to be Ohio State protecting Julian Sayin against either one of these teams. But as far as the running game, I mean, the Ohio State running game has shown signs of life, and then all of a sudden they got inside the 10-yard line last time they played against Indiana and came up with 0 points. They did that twice, and so that's what they've got to get figured out. So if that happens, who knows? But I think either one of these teams. But I think as I was talking to Juliette Pettijohn, Riley Pettijohn's mother, I'm going to have her on my podcast this coming week. Riley would like to see him play Texas A&M because he's from right there in McKinney, Texas. But the bottom line is, if they play Texas A&M is going to have that 12th man with them, which is an incredible raucous crowd that they will bring with them to the Cotton Bowl in terms of buying every ticket available. Whereas if it's Miami, we've all seen the Miami act before in bowl games, et cetera. They don't buy a lot of tickets, but that doesn't mean they're not a talented football team. But if you want to play against a team and its crowd, then A&M. If you want to play against a team and with your own backing, it would be Miami.
Tim, first off, I did not have a paper route growing up because by the time that was a thing, I actually don't know anybody that had a paper route when I was a kid.
I knew that slam was coming. I knew that I could feel that slam coming from 4 miles away.
Tim, with the time off, and we talked about this a lot on last week's show, but the time off, I don't know. I feel like the Brian Hartline thing now is just, I don't want to say calm down, but it's normalized. That was such a thing in the Big Ten Championship and kind of after and all that. Do you think the Hartline thing is now completely just don't even worry about it, it's done? Or is there something else that the time off will benefit the Buckeyes with the most?
Well, I think everybody's settled into their role, if that's the best way of putting it, in terms of, obviously, Brian Hartline had to be ecstatic becoming a head football coach for the first time, being named to that job. And, I don't care what kind of human being you are, when sort of like your initial dream has come true, once you decided to get into coaching way back in 2016, 17, when Urban Meyer invited him to, come along, and he thought Brian had that possibility. So when that happens, you got to feel good about yourself. But guys, I didn't see that as being – I know a lot of people look at it as a distraction because they want to look at something convenient about what happened against Indiana. What happened against Indiana is what I just said a minute ago. They got inside the 10-yard line twice and did score a point. I mean, they're calling plays. They're calling plays they've called all year. They're calling some new stuff. They wrote a couple of new things out there, at least inside the 10-yard line, and it didn't work. But no, I think Brian Hartline, they've settled into it. Look, we've talked about this before. Tom Herman got named the University of Houston head coach going into the 2014 college football playoff, and Ohio State held sway against Alabama and Oregon. So there's no reason to believe that will be a distraction, whatever you want to call it, this time. Definitely won't be an excuse.
See, Tim, that's the way I look at it. I believe, yes, it's convenient to say, well, their offense struggled because Hartline's doesn't have full attention on this.
Yeah.
But
Hartline wasn't playing. Go ahead, I'm sorry.
Okay, so that's what I asked. So if you're looking at it, then from your perspective, if it's not Hartline, why did the offense struggle?
No, the offensive line had trouble off and on all night with with the games Indiana was playing up front, meaning showing you 6 guys and dropping 2 and then rushing 4, but what 4 was it going to be from one play to the next? I mean, that's pretty simplistic. But they had trouble with the games Indiana was playing, and we've seen that before against other defenses. But the bottom line is, you let one guy through, and it mucks up the whole thing. And then you've got guys, after one guy lets one guy through, then the next play or two, you've got a guy trying to help a guy, and he chooses wrong, and it just kind of snowballs on you. So that the offensive line is what's really got to get his act together going into this, because everybody's going to try to emulate, in some respects, what Indiana did, because that's the only thing that's really throttled Ohio State's offense all year since the Texas game was what Indiana did on defense.
And, Tim, when you think about Ohio State as they wait around and kind of watch today and get ready to go, the schedule, are you liking how this is laid out where we have to bye for Ohio State, then you got to wait a week and a half until it's, New Year's Day, New Year's Eve, and all that kind of stuff? Just what are your thoughts so far on the college football playoff schedule with Ohio State getting the bye this year?
Well, that's going to be the most interesting thing. By the way, y'all ought to see me right now. I'm outside at Menards in the Garden Center, just doing a circle pattern while I'm talking to y'all, so I could get a good signal. The schedule is what it is. It's way too elongated. Obviously, last year we saw everybody who got a bye turned into, as Tim May put it, I like to give myself credit when credit's due. It turned into a bye for all 4 teams who got the bye, and Ryan Day's aware of that. Mickey Marotti is aware of that. You know, they put their heads together. We'll see what their scheme is after it's all done, right? Whether it was genius. How do you keep a team's edge? How do you keep it focused? How do you keep it honed but not overwork it during this interim? That is definitely the challenge for Ohio State, and Ryan Day be the first to tell you that, except he was definitely looking forward to winning the Big Ten and getting that bye and then playing in the Rose Bowl. So, you know, the sights have come down slightly, but they still got the bye. So he already had this in mind as he was getting ready to prepare his team to go through what they hope is a 16-game schedule. But we're not going to know. We're not going to know the effects, benefits, and minuses of having this bye until we watch this game unfold. I think it always helps you. I think it always helps you to play, right?
Yeah.
And that's where the college football playoff. That's where college football has to get its act together in terms of this actual schedule, because it is. You would like to let players have a rest week or two at this point in the year just to heal up, because it's ridiculously physical game. Last night, Oklahoma and Alabama, that was a ridiculously physical game. And it also was exemplary of having your focus and taking care of business, and then losing that focus, losing that edge, which you saw what Oklahoma did. I mean, wow, they're up 17-0, and it's just like another team took the field from the middle of the second quarter on. Alabama makes a big-time pick six, and then go from there. Just like we watched Seattle Seahawks against the Seattle Seahawks against the LA Rams the other night when the Rams had the lead. So the focus for a 60-minute game is tough at this time of the year. Now I got some guy dragging some noise-making machine right next to me here, and I was all
that's okay.
But that is the thing is focus is the main word you're looking for, and Ohio State should be refreshed. I mean, with Jeremiah Smith should be pretty healed. So should Carnell Tate. So they should be able to throw the full complement out there. We'll see at right guard what's going to happen there with Tigger Shabola supposedly dealing with a chest injury of some sort. But, you know, you always have bumps and bruises and some bang-ups this time of the year.
You'll play golf Monday, Tim?
Boy, back nine is beckoning. That's
Let's
the
do it.
That ought to be their thing. Back nine beckoning.
Let's go out and play Pebble on Monday.
Let's play Pebble, baby. I enjoyed that the other day, brother.
That was good, yeah. Tim, thanks for the time, buddy. We'll talk again. We'll talk again soon. Yeah.
I'm best when hitting off artificial turf. I am best at that.
With mulligans.
With mulligans.
Yes.
Just push the button. Don't even have to go look for it.
That's all you got to do. Thanks, brother. We'll talk.
See you, fellas. See you, Matt.
Just set the hole to the 10-foot. Give me.
Yes,
that's what.
all
Yeah,
you
that's
do.
the easiest way to do it on this.
He's with the Tim Bay Show featuring Clay Hall and Fancy Sports. Yeah, we're out at this back nine golf place, open up my house, indoor place, and it's the thing's cool about it. It's got 24/7 access.
Oh wow!
Yeah, it's got a thing where you just you make your tee time, get a code, you go in there. And Tim and I went out there and played. We played Pebble, a little bit of that. We played some at St. Andrews, a little bit of Muirfield. Muirfield's on there as well. But it's pretty cool. Yeah, it's an indoor place, which is Monday will be perfect. I think Tim and I will go play 9 holes in about 20 minutes. But anyway, coming up next, we'll in 2 minutes we'll break down the CFP games today. That's next. Morning Juice.
Would you enjoy watching a football game if the officials were paid a bonus for every flag they threw? Or a basketball game where the refs got paid for every foul they called? Okay, how about hiring a furnace and AC company that pays its technicians by the number of parts they can sell you? Hi, this is Dennis, president of Care Heating and Cooling, and today, this is how many companies operate. They call it performance pay, and it rewards technicians by paying them more for billing you more. Why is this bad? Because it abuses your trust in a technician to be treated fairly and honestly. At Care, we've been family-owned for 31 years and have always paid our technicians by the hour for repairs. We'll show you exactly what needs to be fixed and why, and give you our low upfront cost before we start. And unlike other companies, our technicians will never be rewarded for throwing more flags. Our Central Ohio-based staff is here for you 7 days a week. Care Heating and Cooling. Book an appointment online at careheatingandcooling.com or call us at 1-800-COOLING. When you need a company you can trust.
It's the year-end sales event with the Ford crew.
It's sales event time, Sam.
Temperatures are dropping, but the deals are just getting hot.
Time for our annual Ford Holiday Gift Guide.
Oh, yeah.
hard to go wrong with great deals on trucks and SUVs from Ford, America's all-time best-selling auto brand.
Don't forget the first rule of holiday gift giving, Hank.
What's that, Sam?
Always remember to treat yourself, too.
Well said.
Based on Automotive News Almanac historical data and industry-reported sales data from 1909 through 2024 CY.
Okay, Santa, pre-flight checklist time. Nice list?
Check.
Naughty list?
Check.
Meyer shopping list?
Oh, Blitzens bells.
All good. I've got the Meyer app right here. Okay, let's see. Sugar, spice.
Gingerbread is nice.
Candy, ham, crackers. Boy, Meyer has fa la la low prices on it all.
And a few dozen cookies, just to be safe.
Good call, big guy. Order sent.
Just in the Saint Nick of time.
Bring more good to life with the seasonal savings at Meyer.
1, 2, 3. Here at the Fan is always football o'clock. Proud to be your home of the Buckeyes, Browns, and all the NFL games you can handle. The Fan. Garnish your Bloody Mary with sports talk. You're listening to Fan Sports Saturday.
Indeed, you are Fan Sports Saturday. Yes, I did.
No other show.
No, listen, I know. Okay. Back when I had just fill-in work everywhere, I was much more professional about it. Now that I just do morning juice 5 days a week, it's hard for me to get out of that mode.
I've been there, Tito. Trust me, I know exactly where you're coming from and been there, done it. It's not easy to do, and you're in the mindset. I'll tell you this: you want the positive out. That means you're super locked in when you're doing morning juice.
Until Monday when I say Fan Sports Saturday, I'm going to a break on there. And then all of a sudden that goes out the window. But you're right. As of today, right now, we can say that. Yes, it's a professional thing. I'm locked in. That's exactly what it was. Right. Okay, so thank you to Tim May for joining us there, by the way. Appreciate that, always.
I wonder what he was getting at Menards. I meant to ask him, but we were up against it. What do you think he's at Menards for?
You know, Tim's... Salt? I don't think he was getting salt.
Okay.
If I were guessing... He was in the garden area walking around. I bet he was looking for, no, it wouldn't be that. I'm trying to think now because,
new snow shovel. Like the snow it all melted. Like it's coming back. Like I'm just maybe a last minute gift for somebody at Menards. I don't know.
Tim is so locked in. I think he has everything he possibly could need. They've got some land, and I think they still have a couple of horses. Him and his wife.
Oh, okay. So he's like a handy.
He's a guy. Yeah, he will. Tim is very much an old soul who's got plenty of experience. I think it's been, what was it, probably the early 80s when we first started covering Ohio State football, maybe mid 80s. I think he's retired like 5 different times from places, but still won't stop working. He's going. He'll be going to Texas for the game. Against either A&M or Miami. He's going to go down there for that. But he still likes, and you see, in the press conferences, they always, Ryan Day always gives Tim the last question.
Mm-hmm.
And, Jerry Emick, who's the retiring media member there for Ohio State, the SID, but he will, it's funny because if you ever watch the press conferences live, they'll always say, okay, Tim, you got the last question. You have one question. And Tim will ask a question.
In 14 parts.
Hey, one more quick for you. Hang on. Okay, so real quick. And he'll find a way to get 5 questions in when he's only supposed to have 1. Tim's a master of that.
He is. And so I'm up in Cleveland, and right. I formerly worked at the Ohio State affiliate up here for a long time. So I would cut Ohio State press conferences early in my career. And it was funny when I started doing this and I started working with the Tim May, and I was like, Tim, not to sound creepy, I've listened to you and your voice because it's very distinct in the rest of that press conference room. I've listened to you for a long, long, long time, and I've cut a lot of your questions to a lot of Ohio State coaches over the years. So,
Matt, the first time when I worked for the Dispatch early on in my career, and the Tampa Tribune needed a stringer. And by the way, the stringer is somebody who just covers an event for another newspaper from out of town. So the Columbus Crew were playing the Tampa Bay Mutiny, I think. I don't know if that's what. Anyway, in MLS, back when the Crew played at Ohio Stadium.
Okay.
And so they needed a stringer, somebody in Columbus, to cover the game for them. And I think I got $25 to do it, maybe 50, whatever it was.
There, done that.
So I've never even other than when I played as a kid, watched an entire soccer game in my life. So I got to Ohio Stadium to do this for the Tampa Bay Tribune. And the Dispatch at the time, I don't think they had settled on a full-time reporter for the Crew. And so Tim May was covering for the Dispatch. and Tim knows even less about soccer than I do. But that's the first time I actually met Tim. And Tim's like, hey, Tito, got a question for you. What if the score is 0-0? What the hell are we going to write about? What are we going to do? I said, Tim, I don't know. He said, I think they say nil. But if it's 0-0, what are you going to say? This team almost scored? You write about that for 500 words? And I said, I'm not sure. That's most fun. Sure enough, by the way, Matt, it was a 0-0 game. Yes.
Did somebody score? No,
right,
okay.
No one scored. And so that was fun. That was my introduction to Tim May. Was him in the press box. And Tim's got a great sense of humor. It's just like every time somebody, hey, did you see that? What'd that guy do? What'd you think?
What do you call that?
Yeah, what do you call that one? What do you call
that?
Yeah.
What happened here?
Is that a scissors kick? What is that? Anyway, so we got 3 CFP games today. Miami A&M at noon, Tulane, Ole Miss, followed by James Madison and Oregon. End of the day, you think A&M or Miami win this game?
So it's interesting that the betting side of things, it's down to 2.5 now. It was 3 for a lot of time, favored to Texas A&M. So there's got to be some money coming in this morning on Miami to cover that. There's something about A&M that I'm going to lean towards them. I think they're going to win this game. And I'll go from this standpoint, the question we had earlier, as an Ohio State fan, who would I rather play? I'd rather play Miami. So that tells me that Texas A&M is the better team. I think Reed, I wouldn't say is necessarily like a true dual threat quarterback, but he runs the ball a decent amount as most college quarterbacks do. Carson Beck does not.
Right.
And I think that's my biggest thing as I look at Miami. We're like, I know Beck can make the throws. Both of these guys are supremely protected. You're going to see 2 of the better offensive lines when it comes to protecting their quarterbacks. Carson Beck's only been sacked 9 times all year, and I think Reed's only been sacked like 10, something like that.
Right.
The offensive lines are immaculate. So they're going to have time to throw. And I think just when you look at Concepcion, when you look at the fact that Reed can run a little bit, and really for Miami, I'm looking at this game and saying if they just kind of hem in Tony and Fletcher, I just don't know how the Hurricanes are going to move the football. Defensively, certainly very much is more on the side of Miami. And I know there's a lot of discussion about Reuben Bain when it comes to the draft and his short arms and all that other kind of stuff. But even when you look at the stats, like Miami's defense is much better compared to Texas A&M's. But you got to take Texas A&M's with a grain of salt because I think the Aggies played a harder schedule. They both played Notre Dame. They both beat Notre Dame. And I just look at the SEC schedule and say it's a little tougher for the Aggies. So I'm going to take Texas A&M in this game today. I think it should be them. And I do like them to cover. I had it even at the 3, but if you're going to buy it down to the 2.5, which it is this morning coming out for a lot of the sports books, 20 minutes away from kick, I'll take that, and I do think the Aggies will cover that.
I think they will too. And you're right. You look at A&M's season, and the last 2 legit teams they played, the one was South Carolina, who jumped out to a huge lead against them. Then they blew out Samford, but whatever, Samford and Sons. Mm-hmm. And then they lose at Texas in that game. But if they had won that Texas game, I mean, they're looking at being one of the top 3 seeds, maybe even top 2, depending on what happened there. But so that was a significant loss for them. But the fact they're at home is a big deal. And Miami does not travel like Ohio State. Not that Ohio State will be able to snatch up a ton of tickets there, but you won't see a lot of Miami fans there, I would not believe. So I think that's the difference too. I think A&M with the home field and the fact that I think Beck's going to make mistakes. I think that's why I'm leaning towards A&M as well. We'll preview the other games later on in the show, but coming up next, there is a league is trying to curb tanking. We'll talk about that next. This is Fan Sports Saturday, Nate, on the Fan.
We're the highest rated sports radio station in America. There's no joke there. We just are. The Fan, Ohio's sports destination.
Give the gift everyone wants. Fun in your own game room. Beat the last-minute scramble with a gift card from Billiards Plus. And let that special someone go on a shopping spree they'll remember forever. Billiards Plus, making dreams come true on Dublin Center Drive in Dublin.
Get Eco.
ECO. Aaron, how is a regular water heater different from a tankless water heater?
A regular water heater keeps a tank of water hot and ready for you to use when you need it.
Get Eco.
ECO. And a tankless water heater?
A tankless water heater instantly heats the water for you whenever you need it, so you never run out of hot water.
Get Eco.
ECO.
That's what makes regular water heaters and tankless water heaters different.
But they're also both alike.
Yes, they are.
They both heat water.
Get Eco.
ECO.
But there's another way they are alike.
What's that?
They both need to be flushed out once a year if you want to avoid big problems.
Well, I have a solution.
Really?
EcoFi Advantage. Flushing out your water heaters is just one of the long list of things they do for you every year for just $28 a month.
Get Eco.
ECO.
EcoFi Advantage.
Eco plumbers, electricians, and HVAC technicians.
GetEco.com.
This Christmas, get a bonus AI Essentials course when you enroll in any My Computer Career IT program by the end of the year. That's a $3,900 value. Attend classes online or on campus. Enjoy lifetime job placement support and IT certifications in high demand. Go to mycomputercareer.edu today and take the free career evaluation. That's mycomputercareer.edu, an elite CompTIA certification partner. Conditions apply to AI offer and financial aid is available to those who qualify, including the GI Bill.
Great Lakes Hyundai. The savings are so good.
These savings are so good. Right now, get low lease payments on every model, like a new 2026 Elantra SE for just $119 a month for 24 months. Plus, get owner assurance and America's best warranty. A 10-year, 100,000-mile powertrain coverage. Go now. Columbus or Dublin or glakeshyundai.com. With approved credit, $39.95 down plus taxes, fees, first month payment, 12K miles per year, ends 1/2/26.
Life's better with Drive My Way from American Family Insurance because we know it's more than just a car. It's your escape pod, your adventure mobile, your memory maker. And we help protect the dreams that drive you. Personalize what you pay for auto insurance and you could save between 5 and 20%. American Family Insurance. Get a quote and find an agent at amfam.com.
Products not available in every state. Unsafe driving behaviors may increase your rate. Visit amfam.com to learn more. American Family Mutual Insurance Company SI and its operating company, 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin.
What would it take for my child to only miss half a day of school for treatment?
What would it take to find a cure for childhood cancer?
It would take all of us to come together to support the research. Join us. Go to childrenscancer.org today.
McDonald's is putting value back on the menu. Whether you're craving a Big Mac, McNuggets, or sausage, egg, and cheese McGriddles, make it a meal and save. Your favorite is now your wallet's favorite too. Extra value meals are back.
Now get a sausage McMuffin with egg extra value meal, complete with hash browns and a small coffee for just $5. Only at McDonald's for a limited time. Price and participation may vary. Single item at regular price excludes tax.
They're trained. They're fired up. Let's do it. When you need heat, they can't be beat. They're Ohio State's undefeated heating and cooling team. For plumbing, drain, heating, and cooling, there's only one team. The Waterworks. Better care, better value, better results. Call the Waterworks at 614-232-2222 or visit them online at thewaterworks.com. A proud sponsor of Ohio State Athletics.
If you've been diagnosed with moderate to severe plaque psoriasis, this is what it sounds like to be a million miles away. Imagine being a million miles away. Tremfya Kuselkumab, taken by injection, is a prescription medicine for adults with moderate to severe plaque psoriasis who may benefit from taking injections or pills or phototherapy. With Tremfya, clearer skin is possible. In clinical trials, at least 70% of patients saw at least 90% clearer skin at 16 weeks. Results may vary. Tremfya is also indicated for adults with active psoriatic arthritis. Serious allergic reactions and increased risk of infections and liver problems may occur. Before treatment, your doctor should check you for infections and tuberculosis. Tell your doctor if you have an infection, flu-like symptoms, or if you need a vaccine. Ask your doctor about Tremfya. Call 1-800-526-7736 or visit Tremfya.com.
It's Monday Night Football on the Fan 2. Catch the 49ers and Colts live from Indy. Fan coverage starts Monday at 8 on 1460 AM and the Fan's HD2.
Sponsored by Roosters, a fun casual joint.
Your radio home of the NFL, The Fan. All your favorite Fan shows are available when you want them.
Head to 971thefan.com and hit that subscribe button.
The Fan, Ohio's sports destination. We firmly believe it's appropriate to tailgate before a youth soccer game. You're listening to Fan Sports Saturday.
It's Tito, it's Matt Fontana, it's Nate with you here till 1 o'clock. Nate, we did not communicate. Were you watching the McAfee kick over there?
We were just talking
We were
about
indeed.
it.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm watching on this side. Yeah, I saw it.
It always makes me think. I don't know if you guys watched the show King of the Hill.
Yeah.
There was an episode that he got a chance to throw the football into the Alamo beer thing, or he could let Dandy Don Meredith do it. And he practiced and he practiced and he practiced, and then he let Don do it and he missed, and then there's the whole thing. But anyway, I think about that with these kicks, 'cause I'm sure this kid lined up 1,000 times at a high school and probably now his kicks weren't all that close, but like did it 1,000 times. But it's different when the pressure's on. Here's your million and a half on the second. All the fans are out there. It's
you don't find out until the day of if you're going to get to kick it or not.
Well, I thought they picked him ahead of time.
No, they pick them like the way.
My bad.
They have a thing where at 3 a.m. when they open the gates to the college game day experience or whatever.
Yeah.
The first 50 people get a raffle ticket or 100 people, whatever it is.
I thought it was different for the play. My bad. I knew that's
maybe
how
it's
they
okay. Maybe it's different. I don't know. I could be wrong.
No. I believe you because I thought it was different in the playoffs. Like I thought this kid was picked ahead of time.
I mean, would you show up to do a field goal kick in overalls?
Yeah, that's the part.
Actually, I kind of respected that. I thought it was pretty funny. I thought he was doing it to be ironic.
He damn near made it though.
The second one, he did.
Yeah,
the second time, not the first one.
No, the first was a good no, but that's.
I mean, obviously, Tito, you're a golfer. Like Nate, I don't know if you golf, but it's like there's sometimes on those ones where you just stand over at the shot and you just go. And I think this has got to be this way for this kick, and just go. I'm going to swing as hard as I can because it's got to get out there. I need to clear my mind. On this one, it's like if I miss, I miss, but you can't leave it short. There's no way. I got to give it a chance to get there. And I'm just going to kick it as hard as I can and pray for the best.
Years ago, Matt, I had a buddy of mine who worked in down in Springfield, Springfield News Sun, whatever it was, and his fantasy football team that weekend had gotten beaten because of a Sebastian Janikowski missed field goal. And my buddy spouts off and says, "Oh, I could have made that." Somebody in the newsroom said, "No, you couldn't." I said, "Yeah, I could have made that." He said, "Okay, I'll bet you $50 you could have made it." And so they had this bet going then, where my buddy had to make a 35-yard field goal for $50. And the way and then it turned into we had 40 people out there in his hat. But he came to me in an emotional moment and asked me to be the holder for him, to be his wingman. And it was like a really seminal moment. You could tell he really thought about who to ask to be his best man. Hey, I really need you. That's okay. It's fine. I'll do it. I'll hold for you. And so the way the rule was set up, they had to go to this local high school or local, might have been a smaller college field, whatever. It wasn't like a pristine Ohio State field. It was something, people played on all the time and stuff. And the rule was it was a 35-yard field goal. The rule was he could attempt as many as he wanted to warm up. But then as soon as he wanted to try it for the money, he had to say, "This is the kick."
Okay.
All right. So we're out there. The field's not clearly marked, but you can see some of the stuff. And so he goes through and starts doing these kicks, and I keep holding for him over and over. He probably took 20 attempts. Didn't even sniff it. But unbeknownst to everybody else, every time he missed one, I scooted a little bit closer. Okay? So
that's a good wingman.
Right, I know. So then he finally makes one. And this is okay. This next one's for the money. And at this point, it's probably like a 29-yard field goal.
Yeah.
Very subtle. Then he makes it. And like I say, there's 30 or 40 people out there watching because it turned into some big thing. He goes running around, arms in the air, and yelling how this is the greatest moment of his life.
For $50, man. Good for him.
Well, let me tell you what makes it even better. His recently announced fiance was also there. And so he's running around after getting engaged to this woman saying, "This is the greatest moment of my life." So, not a great look for him.
I was going to say, not a great look on that, but
I didn't take any of the money. No, I felt guilty enough having cheated. To this day, he gets upset. It's a 29-yard field goal is what you made. You didn't make a 35-yard. You made a 29-yard is what you did.
Did he frame the 50 when he got it?
Knowing him, no. He probably already lost it on the casino somewhere. It's already gone. So the NBA is saying that they are trying to find ways, once again, to try to curb tanking. ESPN's Tim Bontemps and Kevin Pelton both said that the NBA sent out a memo to every team saying they are exploring different ways to discourage tanking. Mm-hmm. And I know Bill Simmons years ago came out with some kind of idea about a wheel where everyone gets a number one pick at some point. There's a way to rotate it around so that way teams would not be encouraged to tank. I don't know if that's a better idea than what they do already. They've reduced the odds. Used to be if you had I don't know, you don't know this because you're younger than me, but there was a time back when all they would do, Matt, is they would take the worst team in the Eastern Conference and worst team in the Western Conference. The records, regardless of whoever else had records, the second worst, third worst, they took the two worst and did a coin flip. And that's how the Rockets ended up with Olajuwon and Sampson, both, was a coin flip thing. And so you should take the two worst, coin flip, everything else was just record. That's how they did it. Then they went to the lottery thing, and the first lottery, when Patrick Ewing went to the Knicks and the famous alleged frozen envelope thing, every team had the same amount of, there was like one envelope for each team, and Stern drew them live on the air.
Mm-hmm.
The big problem with this is the people complain about Oklahoma City has done a fantastic job of maneuvering things. They had the best, they won the championship, and then up until recently, they only have 3 losses this year, but they were challenging, looked like they were on pace to maybe beat the Bulls record, or the Warriors record, I'm sorry, for most wins of the season. Oklahoma City will have 4 first-round picks next year in all likelihood. That's amazing to me.
Yeah.
It's more about, I don't think the problem is tanking. I think the problem is front officing.
Well, I agree with you, because how many just insane trades do you see? Like, how did Shea get to Oklahoma City? Because they were enamored with Paul George. That didn't work out. Paul George, like, I see this so much, and I do think the NBA is starting to wake up to this, where these big blockbuster trades, what used to be what drove the NBA, they're not there anymore. Right. And there's a reason for that. And I think the NBA putting these aprons in to try to curb the super teams actually help these other teams realize, like, why would you give up all these assets for James Harden late in his career? Like, why would you give up all these assets? Now, I know everybody's looking at Giannis and wondering where he's going to go, and I think he's going to get out of Milwaukee. But Giannis is still very much in, like, the prime of his career, right? Anthony Davis. Who in their right mind wants to trade for Anthony Davis at this point of his career with what you've seen in Dallas, with what you saw when he left L.A.? We know the brain-dead move that Nico Harrison made to trade Luka away. Those are trades you make sure. But I think the NBA, Tito, is kind of understanding, like, you really do need to build this through the draft. Like, the Cavs went and got Donovan Mitchell. Yeah, that's great. Now look where the Cavs are at right now. Not a good spot. But everything else was built through minor trades or through the draft. Like, where's Oklahoma City? Yeah, they traded for Shea, but he only had 1 year in L.A. They didn't know what he was going to become. Mm-hmm. They draft Chet Holmgren. They draft Jalen Green. And, like, they have all these players, Jalen Williams, like, they have all these players they put around him through the draft. So, yeah, the anti-tanking thing, I really think is a waste of time for the NBA, and I'll tell you why. It's actually good, right? Here's the reason. It's the only way you get better. It's the only way that you actually improve your team, right?
Yeah.
Like, the NBA is so different than any other sport that one guy truly can turn around your franchise. And I'm not even just saying, like, LeBron or Webby, but, like, you can turn your team around with one guy, build it around. Detroit is a prime example, right? Look where the Pistons are at now. They got Cade Cunningham. It took some years. They built the team. He's good, and they're fighting and pushing for the playoffs. Why'd you want to discourage that? Oh, we don't want teams losing on purpose. It is, in a way, the only way they're going to get better. So I don't understand why the NBA doesn't want these teams to improve and get better. And vice versa, you can make the mistake the Pelicans did and draft the wrong freaking guy. And I know everybody wanted Zion, and there was no debate that he was the unanimous #1 pick. Look where that got him. They're in hell. And they're going to be in hell until they get rid of him. So it's not quite as that easy. I really don't understand. And there's a betting aspect of this. I'm not stupid. I get it. I understand. But, like, I don't understand why the NBA, just it's going to happen, but it's also the only way for some of these teams. It's all cyclical. Sports are cyclical. Your team, no matter how great they were, they're going to suck. And no matter how bad, except you're a Browns fan, how bad your team sucks, eventually they'll get good. But I don't know why the NBA has such a problem with it.
Yeah, you're right. Think about it. It's all about, sure, one half of it is having had high draft pick. The other half, though, is getting the right guy.
Yeah.
Anthony Bennett. Yeah. I'm not saying the Cavs tanked for him, because I don't think it did. But still, if you pick the wrong guy, it doesn't matter if you tank or not.
And what you do with it, because they eventually used that to trade for Kevin Love and got Kevin Love there to get LeBron to come back, and that's the whole reason that the Cavs have a championship. So there are, like you said, the front officing is what will bail you out. Now, tanking gives them the ammo to make trades or make the right selection. But, yeah, if you got a bad GM, if you have a GM doing stupid things and not making the right moves, then it's not really going to matter. And in an NBA now, that I think is so much more, I don't say wide open, but it's, because you see what the Thunder are doing. But yeah, the Cavs and the Warriors, 4 straight finals. There was an inevitability that no matter where you were, no matter what your seed was, you knew LeBron and the Cavs were going to beat you. No matter where you were in the playoffs, no matter what seed you got, it was just inevitable that's going to happen. It feels that way out west, but it does not feel that way with the East. Like, I think the Knicks are good. I think the Cavs hopefully will get it turned around, and I think that's better for the sport. So you have more parity, I guess, is one way to look at it, but I think it's just more open, and that's the best way the NBA could live.
Coming next, final hour of the program. Get you caught up on all that's happened, what's going to happen this weekend in sports. We'll do that next. Fan Sports Saturday, Nate, on The Fan.
We test marketed naming the show A Guy and His Butlers.
Oh, that is very touching.
But we thought Bishop and Friends had a better ring to it.
Weekday mornings at 9.
The Fan.
Put a new sound on an old song. This season at Lion's Den, the official store of pleasure, passion, and romance.
At ADP, we know you want your landscape business to succeed, but we don't know anything about landscaping. ADP only knows how to handle the business of your small business. So if ADP focuses on the payroll and the HR, while you focus on the land and the scaping, success should follow. Just don't expect us to know all about Kentucky bluegrass, zero-turn cutting, or what to do with a woodchuck. That's for you to figure out. Let ADP help your small business focus on the part of the business you're good at. ADP for small business.
Bobcat Enterprises has rebates and write-offs to give you a competitive edge in 2026. Now until the end of the year, get 0% financing for 60 months or up to $10,000 in cash rebates. Offer varies by model and dealer in-stock inventory. This year's tax deductions are bigger than ever, and you can apply to lease, finance, or directly purchase equipment. Spend it before the government gets it. Stop by Bobcat Enterprises in Hilliard, Reynoldsburg, or Zanesville, or see our full line of products at bobcatent.com today. Offer expires 12/31/25.
Hey, it's Anthony, and it's Happy Honda Days at your main Honda of Dublin. What am I going to give you? How about rates as low as 0%? You want no payments for 90 days? You got it. Do you have a trade-in? I'll make sure Rich gives you an extra $1,000 for your trade. Yep, an extra $1,000. Or I'll slide you right into a brand new Honda with leases starting from only $239 a month. Happy Honda Days right now at your main Honda of Dublin on Sawmill Road, just south of 270, or online at yourmainhondaofdublin.com.
Hey there, friends. It's Bo Bishop here. If you're looking for the perfect holiday pour, look no further. We teamed up with our friends at High Bank Distillery Co. for 2 exclusive barrel picks this December, both handpicked by me. These are single barrels, so once they're gone, they're gone. High Bank the Fan also partnered with the Ronald McDonald House on this pick to give back to families with children who are sick around the world. So find a bottle near you at ohlq.com. Learn more at highbankdistillery.com. Drink the best. Forget the rest this holiday season. Please drink responsibly.
Enough already.
We can do more.
Enough already. We can find a cure.
Enough already.
We can do better for our kids.
Enough already. We are relying on you.
We can come together to support Children's Cancer Research Fund, a national nonprofit dedicated to ending childhood cancer that is on the front line of breakthroughs. Because
it's enough already.
Go to childrenscancer.org today.
Broadcasting from the Lindsay Honda Studios.
Honda makes the cars. Lindsay makes the difference. Visit lindsayhonda.com.
WBNS-FM, HD1 Columbus.
I'm Nate Puderball with your sports update. The college football playoffs are officially underway. Last night, Oklahoma blew a 17-0 lead and lost to Alabama 34-24. The Crimson Tide will go on to face top-seeded Indiana. Ohio State will learn their opponent early today. Texas A&M and Miami's face off at noon, while Ole Miss and Tulane kick off at 3:30, and Oregon and JMU square off in the nightcap. Buckeye Hoops are in action today. They square off against the number 12 North Carolina Tar Heels today at 3 o'clock. Catch all the action right here on The Fan. The CBJ made a trade last night. They sent a 2026 4th-round pick and a 2027 2nd-round pick to Seattle in exchange for veteran forward Mason Marchment. He has 13 points in 29 games this season. The Blue Jackets return to the ice tonight against Anaheim, losing 8 of their last 10 games. Puck drops at 10 o'clock. Catch the action here on The Fan. Breaking Sports News, what happens on the Fan, Ohio Sports Destination.
Just because it's the weekend doesn't mean we shut up. This is Fan Sports Saturday.
Fan Sports Saturday. Sage, Ohio, in the chat says, it's a great day to be a Buckeye. And it is, because a noon kickoff of a big college football game does not involve Ohio State.
Because the noon part of it?
Yes.
Like, that is our window for sure. But I don't know. It feels weird, Tito, because I'm sitting here, and trust me, I am thoroughly excited for this game. Yep. I'm thoroughly excited for the NFL to sit down, and it's kind of nice to not play. And it's weird because I want Ohio State to be in playing. I'm glad they got the bye and all that, but I was wondering if I'd be entertained today without having that carrot in front of me, looking forward to a late Ohio State game or the Buckeyes to play at some point. But right now I'm feeling all right, and again, if this game gets out of hand, we certainly expect the other ones to. Maybe I'll be singing a different tune by the afternoon, but here we are. I'm excited.
The travesty of the day is the ABC 4 o'clock game is Montana versus Montana State. What is up with that?
FCS action, man. Gotta have it.
Yes. Chris wants to know, what is Matt eating for lunch?
I had some pita chips earlier.
Okay.
I think I'm good for right now, though. I'll see because with kids, it's always inevitably turns into what you just eat their leftovers.
Yes.
And I think they had grilled cheese and soup for lunch. So my mother-in-law dropped off 2 big things of this beef stew. I had some of it yesterday, guys. Oh, cannot wait for after the show. I'm not rushing the show along. Last hour we'll finish strong, but there is a warm bowl of beef stew waiting for me upstairs.
I have stumbled upon in the last 2 years, a couple years ago, this tomato tortellini soup recipe.
Oh,
and in the crock pot. It's easy. It's delicious. And people eat it and think I can cook, but I can't.
Send it over to me. I love a good crock pot recipe.
It's really good. I'm with you today. The Miami Texas A&M game's going on. And what's nice is, obviously, the other college football games today are going to suck. But we've got that Ohio State, North Carolina game on the horizon at 3 o'clock in basketball. And then we have NFL after that. So it's there's options in there if something is not entertaining, I guess I would put it that way. And curious about this for your perspective. And I understand you've probably talked about this in other shows, and so have I, but you and I worked on a Fan Sports Saturday, so maybe it's the first time revealing part of this, but to an audience. But I feel like James Madison and Tulane, what they will get out of this experience this year in the CFP, would be better served if there was a group of 5 playoff they were competing in, where they have a legitimate chance to play in front of their home fans for a couple games and maybe win a title. Mm-hmm. Do you agree with that?
I do, because I think, number one, you talk about just the prestigiousness of the school. I guess if there's a ranking of the most prestigious place to go, I think if you're a football player, Ohio State is at your table. There's no way that they can't be, because of just how good they are as a program, what they do to get guys to the NFL, that all aside. Same thing, Oregon, Georgia, all that. So then you talk about Tulane and James Madison, right? Where are they in the prestigious ranking? I'm just making that word up, whatever you want to call it. Are they going to be hurt or helped by their showing this afternoon? And I'm kind of with you, Tito. They'd be better off facing more of their own ilk, so to speak, the same level of competition. Because if they go out there and get smoked, and you're not a high school senior, because everybody's pretty much made their college decision at this point. But let's say you're a rising sophomore, and you're a really good lineman, you're a great safety. Are you watching that game go, ooh, I really got to go play for the Green Wave. Oh, wait, they got smoked, and their head coach is leaving for Florida.
Right.
That doesn't help you. That does not help you. Then the other side would be now the recruiting of the transfer portal, right? Because everybody's in the transfer portal. And I think as you look at what Indiana's done under Cignetti, and they went and got Curtis Rourke, then they went and got Fernando Mendoza, there are some of these teams that are going to lean in more to it. The same thing. You're in the transfer portal. You're Rocco Becht. He told Iowa State, I'm done. I'm out. You're going to sit there and really go, ooh, I'll go play for James Madison. Ooh, wait, I'm going to watch Tulane here. That's a place I want to go. I don't think that really helps. I think it's nice for the program as it's built right now. It's cool for these players to go play in this game. It's cool for the coaching staff, for the ones that are going to be around, to go do this. The university will make money, sure, but I think they'd probably make more money if they were playing in the FCS bracket style, playing against some of these other MAC schools.
Would they really make $6-7 million they're reported to?
No, but
that's not nothing for a place like Tulane.
No, it's very important. But Nate, if they played 3 or 4 games in a bracket style thing, they might get close.
And you get to keep the gate maybe for a couple of games. Like that could be impactful there.
Yes.
But I'm with you. Like if they go out, Matt, and let's say today James Madison gets beat 57-3. I'm not going to be that bad. Okay, that's 42-10. It's not competitive. Yeah, great. You got your $4 million, but did it really help your program? Or would you rather have a situation where you could be the group of 5 champion? And then you also include like right now, we know there's no way in hell a MAC team makes a CFP, right? Mm-hmm. All of a sudden, if a couple of MAC teams are playing additional games as well, I mean, I think that draw a lot of interest. If you have OU playing in a tournament game or something like that, it feels to me like, yes, the overall, like the initial check you get is big for making the playoff. Yes. But it's also bad if you get handled easily.
And the bracket fills out the rest of these bowl games. Everybody's sitting here, you're fighting. You got 4-win teams going to bowl games because other teams are opting out, right? And you know, the Frisco Bowl, the West Palm Beach Bowl, like whatever, all these bowl games, just fold those into the bracket. Just fold those into the bracket. Then also you're going to make more money because then these sponsors get to bid more because they want quarterfinals or semifinals and games of this bracket style to play it on out. So Nate, you're not wrong. Like the check that's going to get handed to Tulane today is a big one, and it's just one nice check. But Tito, you're right. The down the road, the multiple checks, the multiple games to fight on and play on. I think there's something to be there. And the other thing, real quick, on the situation and what Tulane is going to present today, right? I'm with you, Tito. They get smoked. The coach could go in there and sit down with the recruit. I don't even know who's taking over Tulane with summer all leaving, but like sit down with the recruit. Hey, we need you, right? We need you so that way we can keep fighting. We can keep making the college football playoff. Oh, wait. It's only a matter of time before they just completely cut you out of this.
Yeah.
Right? It's only a matter of time before they just cut out the power or the group of 5 teams, and where are you going to be left standing it there? Oh, wait, leave, go try to join a power or group, keep power group, you know what I'm saying? Like, go join the SEC. Go ahead, go join the SEC. You want to make it? You want to deserve it? Go ahead, go join the Big Ten. It's not going to happen. So I do think it's a bit of a disservice. I think it's a fraud that the NCAA tries to tell you that they want to make this equal and let the other smaller schools in. They don't want to go. They don't want to go. It doesn't help them. It just doesn't.
I am so sick and tired, though, of like the way college football specifically works is we need the little guy in. No, you don't. You know, we need to it's on the same line for me, Matt, is when you hear like a conference, specifically the Big Ten, say like, you know, this team can't be in our conference. This school can't be. Why? Well, because of their academic rating, because they don't belong to this council, whatever it is. Like, that's stupid. Football is different than everything else. And the fact we've got football teams now, colleges announcing we've re-signed a player to come back next year. Like, don't tell me football is different than everything else. It's different than everything else. I don't care about academic standing of a school. I really don't. If we're keeping Northwestern in because of their academic rating, that's stupid. Give me the best conference with the best teams playing the best games. And I don't want to hear about, well, we've got to let the Group 5 teams in. Why? Well, you know, we got to ensure that they get at least one team. No, you don't need to do that. Don't do it anymore. If you have a 68-team field, then yes, do what the NCAA basketball tournament does and says, okay, if you win your conference, regardless of what crappy conference it is, and regardless if you're 11-17 who got hot during the tournament, whatever, we'll let you in. If there's 68 teams, fine. When there's 12, go to hell.
And when it's not even going to remotely be close.
No.
And you could tell me that between how many of these games, like through the college football playoff, like what, maybe 6?
Yeah.
I'm talking about just like complete domination, like there's no prayer type of thing. Okay, one out of 10 maybe is a win or a close game. Like, is that really worth it? And then especially from the other side of it real quick too is like when you're sitting there as Oregon, and I get that they are probably counting their chickens and they're getting ready to go, and I'm sure they looked ahead and they're getting ready to go to face Texas Tech. That's right. They man. So like you're sitting there, you're probably thinking about it, and I'm hoping this doesn't happen. Watch Oregon lose somebody in that game.
Right.
Watch somebody get it twisted, you know, and you're sitting there and you go, yeah, it's different when you're in an actual game, but this game is a waste of time. for them. Now, they're at home, and they'll have fans there, and they'll make their money. And, again, the tune-up we discussed earlier in the show, like, you might even want to be playing a better opponent so you get a better tune-up to get ready to go for Texas Tech. But, yeah, it's kind of a waste.
Coming up next, the Commanders shutting down Jaden Daniels. Should the Bengals do the same with Burrow? We'll talk about that next. This is Fan Sports Saturday, Nate, on The Fan.
Big voice guy here to remind you that you're listening to The Fan, Ohio's sports destination. Okay, thanks. I have 3 more seconds. Bye-bye.
Don't let credit hold you back. Capital Ford of Columbus and Whitehall welcomes all credit types with open arms. Find your dream ride and get approved fast. Call 614-861-7150 or on the web at capitalfordofcolumbus.com.
Picture it, your holiday table, the family cooking together, the scent of golden brown bread, rosemary from roasted potatoes, and a salad so crisp it snaps. This season at Kroger, make the moments that matter possible with quality that's affordable in every aisle. Kroger, fresh for everyone.
You can save big on 12 packs of Coca-Cola, Pepsi, or 7-Up. Select varieties or buy 2, get 3 free with your card. Limit 10. Kroger, fresh for everyone.
Get Eco.
ECO. Aaron, are we still doing that crazy thing you said?
Which crazy thing do you mean, Jerry?
You know, the one where we give away up to $1,500 in free repairs on furnaces?
Get Eco.
ECO.
Yes, Jerry, we'll be doing that $1,500 giveaway from now on.
But why? It's crazy.
People are being told they need a whole new furnace when all they really need is a minor repair.
So we're saying they should call Eco to repair it and keep repairing it until someday when they really do need a new HVAC system.
We'll give them back all the money they paid us to fix their old furnace and air conditioner.
When they let us install the new ones.
All those extra years of service that they squeezed out of their old furnace and air conditioner become a free gift from Eco.
Does any other company do this?
Of course not, Jerry. It's crazy.
Get Eco.
ECO.
Get Eco.
ECO.
Generous plumbers, Merry Christmas electricians, and buy a kid a new toy this year, HVAC technicians.
GetEco.com.
Hey Columbus, it's Lorenzo Stiles Jr., Ohio State student athlete. Football runs deep in my family. My dad played here, and now my brother and I are proud to carry on that tradition. At Monogram Homes, family matters too. They treat every homeowner like one of their own, building with care, precision, and pride. Monogram doesn't just build houses, they build homes, crafted just for you. So whether you're starting your first home or designing your dream space, Monogram Homes has got your back every step of the way. Visit monogramhomes.net to start building today. Monogram Homes, a builder you can trust.
Add a luxurious look to your home this holiday season with help from Menards. MS International has a great selection of tile to update your home. Beautiful and durable ceramic and porcelain tile adds timeless elegance and style to any floor or wall. 12 by 12 Terra tile is only 99 cents each, now through December 24th. Stop in today and check out all our flooring options and check out our weekly flyer on Menards.com for all the great deals happening now.
Your credit, your car, our promise. At Capital Ford of Columbus and Whitehall, we approve all credit types. Perfect, challenged, or none. Drive off today with easy financing. Visit today or online at capitalfordofcolumbus.com.
I love Right Pack Credit Union because they're solution driven.
I feel valued as a member.
They're focused on the latest technology and the personal connections.
Experience benefits that go beyond banking with Right Pack Credit Union. Just ask our actual members.
I definitely recommend Right Pack to all my family and friends as a credit union of choice.
Visit one of our Columbus area Right Pack Credit Union member centers near you. Based on individual members' experiences, results may vary.
Oven-baked French toast. Hot, melty cheese. And meat. And meat. And meat. Introducing UDF's new 3-meat French toast stackwich. Sweet and savory cinnamon swirl French toast piled with thick-cut bacon, natural pork sausage, and smoky Canadian bacon. It's the newest flavor in our lineup of breakfast sandwiches. All stacked fresh, all served hot, and all made in store to make your morning. The new 3-meat French toast stackwich from UDF. Mornings made for you.
This Christmas, get a bonus AI Essentials course when you enroll in any My Computer Career IT program by the end of the year. That's a $3,900 value. Attend classes online or on campus. Enjoy lifetime job placement support and IT certifications in high demand. Go to mycomputercareer.edu today and take the free career evaluation. That's mycomputercareer.edu, an elite CompTIA certification partner. Conditions apply to AI offer and financial aid is available to those who qualify, including the GI Bill.
Being diagnosed with leukemia, lymphoma, myeloma, or one of over 100 other types of blood cancer makes people want more time to do the things they love. That means more time to be artists, prom dates, world travelers, and moms. We are Blood Cancer United, the world's leading organization focused solely on blood cancer research, support, and advocacy. We do the most for more people with blood cancer, so people with blood cancer can do more of whatever they want. Blood Cancer United. Join us at bloodcancerunited.org.
Back in the day, if you wanted to listen to the Fan, you turned on the radio, and that was the end of the story. But now, oh baby, stream us live on the Fan app, TuneIn app, iHeart app, we're everywhere. The Fan, Ohio's streaming destination. Fan weather.
From the Logan AC and Heat Services Weather Center.
We'll see partly cloudy skies here for today with highs into the upper 40s this afternoon. South winds at 10 to 20 miles per hour. And then for your Sunday, mostly sunny skies, but it will be colder with highs into the mid-30s. However, we are tracking a nice warm-up here for next week with highs into the upper 30s to near 40 on Monday, but all the way to the 50s to near 60 here for Christmas Day and on Friday. And that's a look at your 10 weather impact forecast. I'm meteorologist Aaron White here on 97.1 The Fan.
All the Ohio State conversation you can handle. The Buckeye Show.
Weeknights at 6.
Your Ohio State flagship station. The Fan. Instead of annoying national people talking to you this weekend, we've opted for annoying local people. This is Fan Sports Saturday.
Fan Sports Saturday. Tito, Matt Fontana, Nate with you. We're at the bottom of the hour here. Aaron Portzline is going to join us to talk about the Jackets, what's going on with them. They made a trade last night. Let him break that down for us. A&M driving on their first drive against Miami, and they're on a fourth down now. We'll see if they're going to kick a field goal or go for it. It's like right on the fringe as far as where they would where they could probably make the field goal. And awfully windy out there, it looks like.
Very windy. Very windy. So the fringe may be a little lunatic on this one, but it is a. I'd go for it. It's 4th and 6 though. It's not like it's 4th and 3. So we'll see. And A&M got backed up. They had a bad penalty, and then they still overcame that. Miami's defense. I don't know, Tito. Like that's. Yeah. I'd be concerned if I had Miami in this one because that opening drive, regardless of what happens here,
right?
It looked like Marcel Reed was picking them apart there a little bit.
Dual threat quarterback too, which Miami's having a hard time dealing with. I think on that front, they haven't faced somebody like that. So the Commanders announced they're shutting down Jaden Daniels for the season. Commanders out of the playoff race, and they've had a few injuries there with Daniels this year, and just decided, you know what, we're not going to do this. The Cowboys have said, whether it's true or not, they will know tomorrow. Or on Sunday, they'll know tomorrow by the time they play if they are eliminated or not. I think a Philadelphia win eliminates Dallas when Philly plays Washington today. They've come out and said, we're going to keep playing to win. We're going to keep playing to win. We're going to let Dak keep playing and whatnot. CeeDee Lamb all of a sudden sounds like he might play. The Atlanta Falcons are out of it. They're still playing to win, apparently. Drake London looks like he'll try to suit up for them, even though they're out of it as well. Meanwhile, the Bengals and Joe Burrow say he's going to keep playing no matter what. And I look at the Daniels situation, and Washington recognizes how important Jaden Daniels is to their success. A quarterback who's gotten beat up a little bit, and they realize, you know what, we need him for next year. I look at the Bengals situation, and they also are in a situation where they've got a quarterback who is going to be their ride or die and has had a lot of injuries. Are you surprised, and do you agree with the decision to keep Burrow playing?
I do, Tito, because losing begats losing. So if you set that culture, we're going to sit guys because it doesn't matter. Zach Taylor might as well just pack up and get out of there. And I know that the Brown family doesn't like firing coach, especially when they got to pay him money, but that's okay. Like, that just, and even Burrow himself, like if he wants to play, if he's out there, the comments that he's made recently about being frustrated, not having fun playing football, sitting him down doesn't solve any of that. And yeah, he could go out there and hurt himself further with the toe or get some new miraculous injury. Well, that could happen if he was fighting for a playoff spot, you know? So I don't think it's something to be viewed as like a malpractice by the organization to keep playing him. Now, Jaden Daniels, people said that was malpractice, right? Because that guy, that dislocation was bad. I know it's his non-throwing hand, but he is a young quarterback. There really was no point because he was injured. It'd be different if Joe Burrow twisted his ankle and couldn't make it out there because Like, we hear that in sports all the time, too. Basketball, baseball, or not necessarily baseball, but like hockey and football. Oh, if it was a playoff game, he'd be out there.
Right.
Oh, if it was this game, he'd be out there. That tells you it's kind of a minor injury. So, like, there's always a difference when it comes to these types of games. But if you're healthy and you're not battling injury, get out there, play. I think that when you don't, that just sends a bad message.
I realize, Matt, that the quarterbacks make the world go round in the NFL. That's what determines a lot of the times if you are going to be successful or not. But, like, let's say if the Bengals decided, we're going to sit Burrow down, should they consider the same thing, or should players like with Jamar Chase and T. Higgins, or should Jamar Chase and T. Higgins both say, you know what, I kind of feel like you shut me down also. I don't want to play because I don't want to get further hurt because I'm looking to next year. Like, if the quarterback, if they say the quarterback, and whatever, mutual decision, I don't care. But if it's decided, hey, the quarterback's not going to play anymore this year because we're out of it and we're looking towards next year, can't other key players, can't you make the same argument maybe for them?
You should. And a coach told me this a long time ago, and I think it pretty much rings true. And what he said was, every team, there's 5 drivers. And his whole point was offense and defense. It could be all 5 on offense, 2 and 3, whatever you want to break it up. He goes, most every team has about 5 guys that makes that team go. And there are some teams, especially on the NFL side of it, that you look at, they look like a Pro Bowl roster. Like, last year's Eagles are like, wow, look at all these really good guys. The Lions have a really good team. Like, all these, but when you really cut down to it, there's about 5 guys that make that team go. Those are the ones that I would look at and say, yeah, if you're going to sit one, then you would think about sitting another. With the Bengals, they go because of Joe Burrow, T. Higgins, Jamar Chase, Trey Hendrickson, and insert whoever else you want,
right.
Is the last one.
Chase Brown, maybe. I don't know.
Yeah, Chase Brown, maybe. Okay, sure, fine. Hendrickson's been out. He's out. He's going to be out. He's never playing there again. Okay, fine. You say you're going to sit down Joe Burrow, then look to the other guys that drive that team, and I would probably do the same thing.
No offense on this, I don't believe you played major college football.
I did not.
Okay, I did not either. But when I
played Division III though, Tito. So okay,
there we go. Okay, then you know what? That's
congratulations on all my success. Thank
Where'd you play?
Baldwin Wallace.
Oh, no kidding.
No. So they were really bad when I was
all right.
there. They had a quick story. They had a 40-year streak going into my freshman year, and I didn't play my freshman year, but I was on the roster, but I didn't dress for varsity games. And they had a 40-year streak of having a winning record. In Division III, you only play 10 games,
right?
And they were at least 6-4 for 40 years. Like the legacy of the Tressel family is at Baldwin Wallace,
right?
They went 5-5 my freshman year, and they go, okay, all right, we're going to change the record. We've gone 41 years of not having a losing record. And
there we go.
We went 4-6 my sophomore year, and that record came to an end. We moved on. I didn't mean to derail you.
No,
yes,
it's good. The reason I bring that up is because if I make that same argument with someone like Carpenter or like with Schleggs or something like that, they always tell me, you're an idiot. You don't. If you're healthy, you play. If you're healthy, you play. It's a football player's mentality. I look at it in a different perspective. Like, no. If Burrow gets hurt, by the way, against the Dolphins, and he's out for like the start of next year, I'd be pissed as a Bengals fan.
Yeah, and the losing for the draft pick thing, I think also in the NFL is like different than the NBA. We were talking about the tanking earlier, but that is something that you got to have those honest conversations with those players, because I think let just for a quick second, let's say they sit Joe Burrow. Let's say that they have that conversation. Number one, you got to have a coach that is strong enough and in good enough standing to go make that announcement to the fans who then are not going to be in that stadium to buy tickets or buy concessions. You're going to have to say that to your owner, to your boss, that we're sitting this down. So you got to have enough strength from that standpoint to move forward. But I think the biggest strength is the rest of that locker room.
Yeah.
And not just, again, we're talking about the Bengals, so let's say Zach Taylor. Not just Zach Taylor to walk into that locker room. You need Joe Burrow to walk into that locker room and to be able to face all these other guys that still got to practice and still got to go out there and freeze their rear ends off and play the game. And I get it, they're making millions of dollars and all that. There's got to be a level of strength that you have to pull something like that. And at the end of the day, too, I think it comes back to the player. Like, if you're sitting there and you have an honest conversation with Joe Burrow and he says, I want to play, I think that just fractures a relationship when you sit there and are not on the same page. So I'm sure he does want to play. Is the smart thing from an injury standpoint, sure, to sit him, but I think you got to keep playing him.
I always remember when I was growing up, the Dallas Cowboys every time when they come to the offensive line, they come to the set. This is like late 70s when I'd watch it, early 80s. And, the offensive line comes down and gets set, and then the quarterback says something, whatever, and the line would hop back up and then go back down again. Like they would all do it. That was a disciplined thing the Cowboys did. They would get set and then up and then down as collectively as a group. And I remember thinking now that you only got so many knee bends in your life. At some point, there's a shelf life of how many times you can get up and down with bending your knees. Obviously, I'm on the tail end of mine. You being a former D3 standout athlete, it's different with you. You've got more. You got more knee bends. But I'm saying like that right there seems like a waste of a knee bend to do that. And Joe Burrow's only got so many snaps left on his shelf life, whatever that number is, predetermined or not, depending on your faith. But I'm saying he's got a certain number of snaps left. Don't waste them against Miami in week 16 of the NFL season. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and that's the thing. Like, I understand that side of it, and especially he's not chasing any records. Like the Browns, because Browns, Myles Garrett, right? And he wants to go break the sack record. Okay, he'll stay out there. And there was a big conversation this week about should the Browns sit Myles Garrett if he gets the sack and a half, sit him down, and then people are like, well, no, because he wants to reset the record and get more and more. But that all aside, you're right. Joe Burrow's not pushing for anything. His check clears.
Yeah,
it's not like he's got a game bonus. And I'm sure if it is, it's pennies compared to what his base salary is.
Right.
Kind of moving forward. It is strictly about the view of the team in the locker room. Because I also think this, Tito, you've been doing this a long time like I have too. The fans, they always come back around. As much as the fans might complain about something, or let's say they sat Joe Burrow and Bengals fans go to picket and they riot and they're pissed and they'll be back on the bandwagon come training camp. Like, I'm not worried about that. The only thing you got to worry about is what your bosses say and what that locker room says.
Yeah.
And if it is a situation that they're in a good enough stand they can handle that, you're right. Then it is the right thing to do. I don't think the Bengals are there. I don't. And that's maybe part of the reason that Joe – because the other thing, too, every player is going to sit there and go, well, I want to play.
Right,
of course.
Right.
Of course.
Yeah.
Rah, I want to play. Deep down, if you really gave Joe Burrow the option and cut to it, he'd probably be like, nah, man, I'll stand on a parka.
Right.
Cash my checks on the sideline.
No offense to you, Matt, if they would have said to me they'd pay me to not work with you today, I would have said, okay, you know what? I think I do feel a fever coming on. I would have done it, but that's not the case with us.
The whole family is sick.
Right, exactly, yes.
I'm out. The whole family's sick. I got to sit here. If I was doing that to you, I wouldn't be coffee in this mug right over here. That's something else.
Well, I used to say there's not. Coming up next in 2 minutes, the CBJ Managed Trade. We'll break that down with Aaron Portzline next. This is Fan Sports Saturday, Nate, on The Fan.
No one plans to get into an accident, but when it happens, we strive in making life easier for you. This is Justin Hinderer. The Hinderer Motor Company Collision Center is ICAR certified and certified by many manufacturers to provide the best quality repair available. All of our repairs come with a lifetime warranty. We have our own 24/7 towing service so you never have to wait. Plus, we offer on-site rental cars for every lifestyle. At Hinderer Motor Company, we love what moves you.
Dormar, you're kind of cute.
Ugh, gross. Can I come over to your house one time and you not have your husband prancing around in its tighty-whities?
Well, I can't do laundry because our septic line is clogged.
Call Dormar. They do same-day plumbing repair.
Dormar, you're kind of cute.
Give the gift everyone wants. Fun in your own game room. Beat the last-minute scramble with a gift card from Billiards Plus. And let that special someone go on a shopping spree they'll remember forever. Billiards Plus, making dreams come true on Dublin Center Drive in Dublin.
Life's better with American Family Insurance because we know you love working weekends. If it means working on your dream home, both inside and out. And we're here to help protect those dreams so you can enjoy peace of mind. Save up to 40% when you bundle home and auto. American Family Insurance. Get a quote and find an agent at amfam.com.
Products not available in every state. Some exclusions apply. American Family Mutual Insurance Company, SI, and its operating company, 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin.
Wounded Warrior Project helps post 9/11 veterans and their families realize what's possible. With support and resources that bring warriors together and empower them to become stronger, both inside and out.
It's possible to begin healing, to get the help you need, to find peace.
And as each warrior's needs evolve, so do we. Because these last 20 years are just the beginning. Learn more at woundedwarriorproject.org/possible.
If the sound of another man slammed against plexiglass turns you on, you've come to the right place. Proud to be your home for Jackets hockey. The Fan, Ohio sports destination. Sports talk, weekend style. You're listening to Fan Sports Saturday.
Fan Sports Saturday. Tito and Matt Fontana. Nate joining us as well over there on the other side of the glass. Now we're joining the Bryant Heating Cooling Systems fan guest hotline. Aaron Portzline's covered the Jackets since day zero with the Columbus Dispatch, now the Athletic. Porty, can you make sense of this trade for me? Was it a good trade for the Jackets, an expected trade? Go.
Well, hello, Tito. Yes, so I look at it in two ways. I know Don Waddell has long sought Mason Marchment, both when he was GM in Carolina, tried to sign him when he was a free agent in 2022. Spoke to Seattle GM Jason Botterill a few weeks ago about him, made it clear to him that if he were ever available, the Blue Jackets would be interested. And then last night it came together at 8 o'clock. So he wants the player, likes the player. I think he also was intent, really wanted to make a trade to jolt this group. So I think Marchment can help them, but I think it also kind of mixes things up and maybe unsettles some people at a time when the lineup, the roster, that dressing room can really use it.
And just so Aaron, is so interesting you brought that up because I thought the same thing about Zach Werenski's comments this week, where Zach is the leader of this team, he's the best player on this team, and for him to come out and voice that level of frustration, I was kind of waiting to be like, okay, we're all frustrated as fans. I've been a Jackets fan since day one, I should say, but like I'm just as frustrated. So I figured there would be something to shake it up. Frankly, I didn't think it was going to be this quick.
Yeah, so, I mean, I think Waddell's been looking for a while now. Nothing moves deals quite like deadlines, as you guys know. Mm-hmm. And the deadline, it's not a big deal, but the NHL holiday roster freeze went into effect last night at midnight. So no trades between now and the 27th. So could they have waited till the 27th and done something? Of course. I don't think he wanted to. I think Werenski's comments, like you said, that fires a shot across the bow of the dressing room. I think it makes it up to management, coaches as well, certainly to the fans. They like hearing that kind of stuff. I thought he did it in an incredibly direct, pointed, and yet professional way. I don't think he got dirty on anybody, but it's pretty clear where he stands with the way things are going.
Aaron Portzline from Athletic joins us talking CBJ. The Jackets are at the bottom of the standings in the East. They've got the worst goal differential of any team in the East. Are they the worst team in the East?
Well, you are what your record says you are. However that saying goes, Tito. I mean, they are. They are. I don't think they should be, but they are. That was another point I think Waddell wanted to make, is that they're not signing off on this season. So, I mean, listen, people keep saying, boy, the East is so jumbled. You're last in the Metro, you're last in the conference, but geez, look how tight things are. They're not that tight anymore. And that's what losing 5 out of 6 in regulation will do. Like, they're now 6 points behind Philly, for the second wild card spot. And as we know, in this era of 3-point games, if Philly goes in the tank, that's an easy gap for teams to make up, but there's also a lot of teams ahead of Columbus now. 6 points is really misleading because 3-point games really water this thing down. For a while, the Blue Jackets were treading water and getting a point even in games where they wanted a couple, thought they deserved a couple. You start losing in regulation, and it turns really quickly. And they've lost 5 out of their last 6 in regulation, and you see how big that gap is now. And that's not anything to trifle with. So I think they need to do something quick. I'm not sure if this is the answer. I'm not sure if this makes them immediately better, but they needed to change something and quick.
The goal differential, like the second period, like, oh, that's not so bad. And then the third period goal differential, which is like minus 27 or whatever it is. And like, I watch every game, and I know it's easy to point at Jed, who's basically taken over number one, and we talk an hour about Elvis Lincolns, but that's okay. And like, but I don't know, and you see it better than I do. Is it the goaltending or is it the defense? Because I know there's a lot of people pointing to say that the defense for the Jackets is not helping out their goaltending at all, specifically in that third period.
I think it's bigger than either of those two things, to be honest with you. I think it's between the years, and I think it's an attitude. And I think last year's team, everybody had two hands on the rope pulling hard. And this year's team does not have that feel about it. I think they shrink. I don't think they're coached to dial back and be more conservative, although I have to say some of the way player usage has been curious. At times I go, like, you're tied and you're setting out the fourth line for an offensive zone start after a TV timeout. Why would you do that? Like, what is the point of that? Those kind of things. And even though you're not telling your team to dial back and play conservatively, I think you're sending that message with that. I think you just watch them, count the icings when they're protecting a lead in the third period. The times that they don't carry the puck up the ice, the times they do not sustain the puck in the offensive zone, the way they just kind of play defense. We've seen it in all sports. When you slip into a prevent defense, there's one thing you prevent, and typically it's winning.
Porty, would you be more surprised if around the trade deadline time in March, would it surprise you more if the Jackets went out and made a big splash or were in sell-off mode?
Well, that depends. I mean, I hate to take the middle of the road here, but that depends on where they're at. Like if they are where they are now, 6 points out of a wild card, I think they'd be reckless to quote unquote go for it. That'd be even more extreme, way more extreme than when Jarmo went a little crazy at the 2019 trade dedeadline. I mean, if they get back into this thing, I do think Don Waddell. I mean, listen, he's not going to be a GM for 5-10 more years. I think he wants to get some things done here and quickly. That's when deals will be made available. And honestly, the way that the free agent market is anymore, those are the real opportunities you have to make your team dramatically better. So I think if they're in the hunt, I think there's certainly going to be players, big-time players to add, but I'm not convinced they're going to be there. And if they're where they are now, if they're, pretty decisively on the outside looking in, I think you're looking at a sell-off. And the one name I think that could be on the move if he's not signed or if the contract talks are a distance apart is Boone Jenner, the captain.
Yeah, Porty, I read the same thing about Jenner being that name, which is, sad, but if that's where the team – I wanted to ask you about Elvis real quick. Like, obviously – for that contract, I don't know how they're going to be able to trade that or if another team would call is the best option for just him to get his head right while Jet is the clear number one, or is it just what do you think the future holds for Elvis from Lincolns?
Well, Elliot Friedman, a tremendous reporter for Sportsnet, I don't think he was reporting it. He was saying it weeks ago that Elvis Merzlikins is available in Columbus. He wasn't presenting that as news. That's not news. He has been very, very available ever since Don Waddell took over. Like, who wants him? Please, anyone? Like, they've wanted to move on here for a while. I'm a little surprised that they didn't buy him out over the summer, to be honest with you. And where do they fit him in here? How can you continue this when we're talking about a goalie with an .843 save percentage? 843 ever since they moved away from the back and forth rotation at the start of the season, ever since Jack Reeves became the number one. It's not working. I think that's how you jolt your team. There's no trade market for Elvis Merzlikins. There isn't. Unless the Blue Jackets are willing to take back a contract with some pretty damaging consequences, terms, and years left. So that's a situation I would be looking at, and one remedy to keep in mind is they have a player in Cleveland, Ivan Fedotov, who they traded for in training camp. Just had a pretty good AHL year, young goalie with limited NHL experience. If it continues down this path, I don't think it's out of the question that Elvis could end up being put on waivers, sent to the American League if he wishes to go. and Fedotov comes up as Greaves' backup. They're not there yet. I don't think it's imminent. If they were going to do it, they would have done it after his last start. They're not going to do it now. It's been more than a week since his last start, but something to keep in mind is the way you can change that situation, if not fix it.
When will Marchment make his debut?
Tonight, Anaheim. He was in San Jose with the Kraken, so quick flight. There's I think every hour on the hour, there are flights from San Jose to Orange County. So he's supposed to be there for the morning skate. He'll wear number 17, and he will debut tonight.
There we go.
Real quick, Porty, I don't know if I ever get a chance to tell you this. I don't know. I'll talk to you, Nan. I love when you do the war at last, war at best, and with the number. That's one of my favorite things that you do, so I appreciate that.
Thanks. I like when it pisses people off, too, which is rare.
That's when you pick the best. There was one, I'm not going to lie, that you tweeted, and I don't remember if it was 11 with Calvert or one of them, but there was one that you tweeted recently, and I was like, I don't know if I agree with the best, but we'll agree to disagree.
Kevin Dineen is the best 11 ever. It just is.
Yeah.
Stop.
Porty, you're the man. Thanks for the time, buddy. I appreciate it. Happy holidays to you and your family, man. Best to all of you.
Same to you guys. Thanks so much for having me.
I was Aaron Portzline for Athletic. He is truly one of the best.
I've been following him for a long time. First time I ever got a chance to talk to him, so a little fandom for me. But yeah, he's you want jackets and news, he's one of the best to follow. He's awesome.
And I play fantasy football with him, and he was a commissioner for a long time in the league. That's how far it goes back. This was when he would mail out the results.
Wow.
When you paid your league dues, there was also a fee in there for one stamp each week for him to mail out the results to everybody.
Yeah, by hand results.
Yes, you've been aging yourself like crazy.
I know. The mail route, the shot at Tim May.
Right. I know.
It's here.
I'm old. Breaking news on that one. Don't play it again. We got to go to a break. Coming up next, we'll make some predictions on the other games today, and we'll wrap things up here. Fan Sports Saturday night on The Fan.
Wake up with the Fan. Eat lunch with the Fan. Go to bed with the Fan. Dream about the Fan. Then change your sheets. Gross.
Ew, you guys are gross, but stick around in case I don't find anyone else.
The Fan.
Put a new sound on an old song this season at Lion's Den, the official store of pleasure, passion, and romance.
They're trained. They're fired up.
Let's do it.
When you need heat, they can't be beat. They're Ohio State's undefeated heating and cooling team. For plumbing, drain, heating, and cooling, there's only one team. The Waterworks. Better care, better value, better results. Call the Waterworks at 614-232-2222 or visit them online at thewaterworks.com. A proud sponsor of Ohio State Athletics.
At Giant Eagle, we believe in better. Because it's time to break out the holiday recipes. Because your get-togethers bring everyone together. Because it's always the right time to share an eggnog by the fire. Because you make the holidays feel like the holidays. At Giant Eagle, we're going for better. To bring the holiday magic home. Because it matters.
Great Lakes Hyundai. The savings are so good.
These savings are so good. Right now, get low lease payments on every model, like a new 2026 Elantra SE for just $119 a month for 24 months. Plus, get owner assurance and America's best warranty. A 10-year, 100,000-mile powertrain coverage. Go now. Columbus or Dublin or glexhyundai.com. With approved credit, $39.95 down plus taxes, fees, first month payment, 12 miles per year, ends 1/2/26.
In honor of all those we've lost to cancer and those still fighting and thriving, like basketball analyst and cancer champion Dick Vitale.
I want to beat cancer. I'm going to beat it. That's no doubt in my mind. I'm going to win this battle.
Defeating cancer will take all of us. Join our team to help fund game-changing research that saves lives. At the V Foundation, V is for victory over cancer. V is for victory over the odds. V is for victory over health disparities, victory over setbacks, victory over the unknown. V is for victory over giving up.
Don't give up. Don't ever give up.
Donate to the V Foundation to join our team and help save lives.
Cancer can take away all my physical abilities. It cannot touch my mind, it cannot touch my heart, and it cannot touch my soul.
100% of donations fund game-changing cancer research. Donate now to the V Foundation at v.org.
Men, it's the holidays, a time of love and joy. But if you suffer from erectile dysfunction, the season can be tough on you. This is Jeff for Tri-State Men's Health, and if you and your partner are experiencing struggles because of ED, change it up this year. Give the best gift you can give to the one you love by treating your ED and restoring your relationship. At Tri-State Men's Health, we're experts in treating ED, and as a Promedic restorative health practice, we've literally seen countless thousands of relationships renewed across the nation. Plus, with treatments having success rates well over 90%, coupled with many treatment options, we can likely find the right one for you. You may even find you're performing like you haven't in years. So call us and give your partner the best gift you can give this season, a renewed, restored relationship. Your first visit is only $99 and includes blood work, a medical consult, and if medically advised, a test dose. And if that test dose doesn't work in our office, your visit is free. Call 800-900-9654 or go to tristatemenshealth.com. We have 2 convenient locations in the area to serve you in Hilliard and Westerville.
If you've been diagnosed with moderate to severe plaque psoriasis, this is what it sounds like to be a million miles away. Imagine being a million miles away. Tremfya guselkumab, taken by injection, is a prescription medicine for adults with moderate to severe plaque psoriasis who may benefit from taking injections or pills or phototherapy. With Tremfya, clearer skin is possible. In clinical trials, at least 70% of patients saw at least 90% clearer skin at 16 weeks. Results may vary. Tremfya is also indicated for adults with active psoriatic arthritis. Serious allergic reactions and increased risk of infections and liver problems may occur. Before treatment, your doctor should check you for infections and tuberculosis. Tell your doctor if you have an infection, flu-like symptoms, or if you need a vaccine. Ask your doctor about Tremfya. Call 1-800-526-7736 or visit tremfya.com.
All your favorite and least favorite fan shows are available wherever you get your podcasts. Just type in 971 The Fan to the search bar and hit that subscribe button. It's free.
We're the land of the free and the home of the sunburnt, freckled fat guy.
Join now.
The Fan Guest Hotline is sponsored by Right Way Heating and Cooling and Bryant, doing whatever it takes to keep you and your home comfortable. The Fan.
During weekend programming, pants are optional.
Look at my butt!
However, leather chairs may have been a bad choice. You're listening to Fan Sports Saturday.
Fan Sports Saturday, final segment of the program. BetMGM's on after us, and then OSU Hoops coverage before they take on North Carolina. Tito, Matt Fontana. Also, Nate over there. Appreciate all of our guests tuning in today, or guests who joined on today. Adam Jardy from the Dispatch, Tim May, formerly the Dispatch, Aaron Portzline, formerly the Dispatch, now at the Athletic. All of them joined us today to talk, which was great. Matt, I meant to ask this earlier, and we've got a situation in the NFL where you've got some second-year quarterbacks that are very much in the mix for making postseason runs. You've got Caleb Williams out of Chicago. The Bears, until recently, were the number 1 and number 2 seed in the NFC. You've got Drake May in New England, and they're having a fantastic season. Also, as a top 2 seed right now in the AFC, you got Bo Nix in Denver, the number 1 seed right now in the AFC. Out of those 3 quarterbacks, which team, which situation, which quarterback you think is most or best set up to make a deep postseason run in the NFL?
I mean, the gut would tell you that it's Drake May just because they have the best record, and I think they've been helped out this year by playing not as hard of a schedule based on where they finished last year. Bo Nix, it's nice because of the Sean Payton connection. Like, Mike Vrabel's a great coach, but it is Josh McDaniels calling the plays, and certainly that's been important. And then Caleb Williams probably has the best weapons, right? So it's like Drake May might have overall the best coach. I think Bo Nix probably has the best defense and maybe the better offensive mind. That's a bit of a shot at Ben Johnson, who's very good. But then I think the Bears with DJ Moore, and if they get Luther Burden back and they're able to run it now with Swift and Monangai, like, man, I'll stick with my, you know what? No, I think the answer is Caleb Williams and the Bears, because I think they probably have the best situation overall. And it's probably coming back to the team. I like Denver. I don't know, Tito. There's something about Denver I just can't buy. maybe it's Sean Payton. I really don't like Sean Payton.
Right.
And he was a good hire, and like I get that Bo Nix was his guy and they're making the most out of it. It's like I just credit Denver. Maybe it's because I don't see him all that much or don't get to watch him play so much. Like I know the defense is electric and good, but I would say it's between New England and the Bears, and I guess maybe recency bias. Ask me this question tomorrow. We'll see how tonight goes. But
yeah.
I guess I'll lean the Bears a little bit. What about you?
It's so damn hard to buy into these second-year quarterbacks, you know. And so if you're not buying, if it's hard to buy in the quarterback, then you look at the coach. Which coaches do you believe in the most? And look, it's a new situation in Chicago. You've got obviously Sean Payton's had success. Mike Vrabel's a damn good coach as well. Mm-hmm. I guess if I had to, I guess I would bet on Vrabel and Drake May. I will tell you this, though. I had a interesting conversation with my son last night, 9-year-old son, about Ben Johnson, because I don't know how we got on the subject. Oh, I know what it was. We saw Bosworth doing the college ball game day pick'em stuff.
Yeah.
And so my son, who's very inquisitive and loves sports, was asking about Brian Bosworth. And I explained to him how Brian Bosworth was a fantastic college player. And
then
was
a quarterback, by the way, on that graphic.
Did they really notice that? That's
so at Oklahoma, they were doing they showed Barry Switzer, and then they showed Bob Stoops, and they went to Brian Bosworth, and underneath it said Oklahoma quarterback.
That's
Sorry,
great.
I don't mean to.
No, it's fine. So then I explained well Bosworth though in college he got in trouble for using steroids and got suspended and missed that was the Orange Bowl game they had that year. Mm-hmm. And he said, "What's steroids?" I explained what steroids was. And he said, "What do they do?" And I started to explain to him what the thing was. We get in this conversation. And then I bring up to him how in the 1988 Olympics, a guy set a world record for 100 meters and ended up getting stripped of that and the record stricken because he was on steroids. He said, "What was the guy?" I said, "Well, his name was Ben Johnson." And he said, "Oh, the Bears coach?" I'm like, no, that's a different Ben Johnson, And so I had to explain to him how it is that there's another Ben Johnson in sports, and it's kind of a different guy. But I feel like this year though, I believe more in the Bills than I do in the Broncos or the Patriots, and honestly, I could probably talk myself into believing more in the Steelers, which is I know it's a homer thing. Sure. But the Steelers already beat the Patriots once this year. Granted, they needed 5 turnovers, whatever it was, to win by a touchdown, whatever the final margin was. I believe more in Stafford and the Rams. I believe more in probably the Eagles. And so it's like there's not a lot of guys who their second year. I know at Burrow, when it was Burrow's second year, he went to the Super Bowl. Was that right? That was year number 2 for him, right? And I remember seeing famously Marino in his second year with the Dolphins. And so guys have done it, but I tend to lean more towards getting to the postseason towards the veteran coach, veteran quarterback combo.
And especially you want the prove to me you can do it.
Right.
Let me see you do it before I really kind of buy into it with things like that. But and it might have been Burrow's 3rd year, but he tore his ACL. So
that's right. Yeah.
The year, and I think it was officially his 3rd year, but 2nd year starting. But anyway, set all that aside. The young quarterback, and then the thing about Ben Johnson, unlike the other two, is how many of the coaches have come out of nowhere, even in Chicago. Matt Nagy, coach of the year, 12-4. Mitch Trubisky, this will never go bad. Okay, it lasted 2 more years, right?
Right, yeah.
And I'm not saying that'll happen to Ben Johnson, because I thought that was the perfect hire. The guy that had pretty much the pick of the litter of jobs from Ben Johnson, that was the perfect place for him to go. Much like it was the perfect place for Vrabel to go back to the Patriots, right? And it just works, but yeah, prove to me you can do it. Let me see what it looks like late in the season in the playoffs. And so much of this is going to change for these teams and these guys in 2 years when they got to start paying them, right?
Yeah.
Right now, it's nice and easy, right? You could spend the money and you could do this. And, I see how the Bears are built up, and I feel better. Patriots got some real decisions. I think they're still lacking. Outside of Travion, they still need some help for Drake May up there. So we'll see how it goes.
Matt, this was fun. Thanks so much. By the way, Vrabel was on the Brown staff recently. They could have had him. Make sure you stick around. BetMGM is next.
We test marketed naming the show A Guy and His Butlers.
Oh, that is very touching.
But we thought Bishop and Friends had a better ring to it.